Whoa. What is going on? What is this? What is this? HHN Livestream? What? Oh, I made it just in time. Y'all didn't see that, but I had the craziest 3 seconds. Had to turn all the lights on. Did not have them on. Anyways. Happy Friday evening, everybody. How you guys doing tonight on this beautiful Friday evening? What is it, July 15th? July 14th? Whatever date it is. I'm way ahead in the schedule.
Something like that.
July 14th. We're less than 50 days away from Halloween Horror Nights.
It's getting so close.
It is. I mean, it is rolling now. Like, we are at full speed ahead. Now, let's just go ahead and say it. Stranger Things got announced, by the way, guys. If you guys did not know, it's coming to the event. So,
Yay.
yeah, you guys heard it first here, you know?
I don't think you heard it here first.
No, definitely
You've
not.
probably already heard.
Of course. I mean, it was announced yesterday. But Stranger Things is coming to the event, guys. Season 4. We got an announcement yesterday. Woo! Also, are you going to say what I think you were going to say?
Music?
Yeah, thank you. Nobody warning me about the music in the chat, huh? So disappointed in you guys. Anyways, Friday evening live stream. This one's going to break the record, guys. We are going to pass 2 hours and 23 minutes in this live stream. I promise you. I told Steph if she has to go, she can leave. I am staying until the end of the night. We're going until the lights completely die off, and we're going to rock and roll. We have a lot to talk about. We got Stranger Things we're going to be breaking down. We're going to look at the announcement video. We're going to break that down. We're going to talk about our favorite scenes, what we think could be coming to the event. We're going to talk about construction happening in the park. We got some facade construction finally in Orlando. You can actually physically see some construction for the houses in Orlando. I know Hollywood folks, you guys get a little spoiled with that when it comes to construction in the parks. So we got that. We got some tickets. We're going to talk about the tickets that went on sale for the Frequent Fear passes, as well as the Scream Early ticket, all that stuff that was released with yesterday's announcement. And we'll also help you guys with some questions that you may have about the tickets and, you know, go over all that stuff. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some Discord stuff. So if you guys don't follow us in the Discord, which I'm always behind on this, guys. Let me go ahead and real quick, let me get the Discord going.
Elizabeth asked if I have my energy drink because last week I was tired, but I'm actually, the past few nights we've been staying up later, and I'm trying to get my sleep schedule to be like later and then waking up a little bit later to get ready for Horror Nights, because I am normally in bed by like 8 p.m.
The latest, yeah.
So I really got to work on like not being tired at 9 p.m.
Right. And
because
then
once
I'm
Horror
up.
Nights comes around, it's...
And then usually my schedule's until about 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah, we're like opposites.
Yeah, but then somebody wakes me up early in the morning, so...
And he keeps me up late at night.
That's how a relationship works, folks. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get the Discord link real quick, by the way, for you guys. This is something I'm always behind on this. I keep forgetting. But I'm dropping it right now in the chat if you guys want to join our Discord link. We're going to be hosting our after party after tonight's live stream. We're going to be going into some detail, of course, about some things we will not talk about in the live stream. So there's a Discord link all set in there for you guys. And then we also did a little fun Stranger Things Easter egg in the Discord this morning. Our good old friend Two-Face, he got that all set up for you guys, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. I woke up a little bit later, and I missed out on the party and stuff. It was just a little beta test that we went ahead and did. We'll be extending the hour on that or whatever whenever we do start that for next week's one and all that stuff. We'll be doing more in the future. And in tonight's after stream, we'll also have another Easter egg challenge for you guys in tonight's after party. So a lot of fun things planned up ahead for you guys. And giveaway, I see somebody's asked for a giveaway. We actually don't have a giveaway for this live stream. We'll probably have it for the next one. We did go out to Universal last night. Once we got all work done, we made it out there before they closed up. We got to see the merchandise. We didn't get anything. I really wanted that hat, and I was like, I don't know. So we held off, but we probably will go ahead and do a giveaway next week, more than likely. If you guys want one, like, let us know. Spam in the chat. Spam giveaway if you guys want to give next week.
It's kind of hard when the merchandise right now is only, like, we would have gotten one of the, like, the Stranger Things merchandise to do a giveaway, but it's hard when it's just, like, clothing items, because we don't know what size whoever wins is going to need and all of that. It's a little bit easier when we have, like, a mug or, like, a magnet or something like that. So we'll definitely do more of those when we get more of that type of merchandise.
Yeah. But
and yeah, you should be able to order some of the merch online, but I know that they've been restricting some of the, like, those more like limited release.
Yeah, well, I know today we even checked, and a lot of people checked too. The website isn't really working with the Stranger Things merch, so I don't know if that's actually active right now or not. But yeah, so if you guys know if the website is working for online merch sales, please let us know in the chat. Let everybody else know, because the last time I checked, we couldn't get it up and running. So not too sure what that is. Some just technical things on Universal's, and it shouldn't be lasting much longer, though. I know they're probably working hard on getting it.
Justin said it is available right now.
Oh, well, there you go. Then go on there and spam away, guys. Get your shirts.
Yeah, like Erica said, it is interesting that the hat doesn't have like HHN anywhere on it. It just says Stranger Things. Brian actually likes that about it, but I also...
Oh, I just like the look of the hat.
Oh, I thought you were saying you liked that it just said Stranger Things and not like...
No, I mean, I wish it had some kind of Horror Nights somewhere on there.
Yeah. I feel like... Yeah, I wish it had like Horror Nights on it.
Speaking of Stranger Things, forgot to tell you guys, Stephanie came home today with... I don't know if you guys can see this. This is Eggo Pop-Tart flavored.
They were on clearance.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to taste good.
So we're actually going to try these on the stream because, I mean, you know, Stranger Things, Eggos, like, why not, right? So that'll also be done on the stream tonight. But as we can see, we got 110 people in the chat right now. I do want to say this. What do we have our number-wise? We got 34 likes. If we can get to 50 likes, I made a little quick short video about 30 minutes before our live stream. I got something put together, and this is for all of our Discord Easter egg contestants, I guess you can say, for this morning. If you guys want to see that, we'll get to 50 likes. I'll pull that up. But in the meantime, let's go in and talk about the announcement that we finally got last night, yesterday morning, technically, with the free passes, the Scream Early ticket, and Stranger Things coming to the event. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm personally excited for Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things, as you guys know. It's a great show, and I think this season will be perfect for a house at Universal. I mean, nobody makes haunted houses better than Universal, so come on, right? I think this is going to be a really well done house to see.
And I think before we got like this season, so before we watched season 4, we were hearing, rumors about Stranger Things coming back and being a house before we watched the season, right? And at that point, I was like, I don't really know if I want Stranger Things again. We've had it twice already. I don't really know if I care to see it at the event another time. But once, why does it keep doing that?
All right, I'll be back, folks.
But once we watched,
we say HHN's hacking the stream again.
But once we watched this season, I was like, yes, that would be perfect for a house. Like, this season, of all the seasons so far, is like the best one for a house, I feel like.
Yeah, this one's going to be good. There's a lot of elements to it that's going to be strong. I'm seeing we're also getting in the chat. Yes, we will be out in Hollywood this year. We'll be visiting Hollywood this year. We'll talk about those dates later on.
Didn't you say that you saw that? Didn't you say that you saw that the houses might be a little bit different on each coast?
Yeah, I think John Murdy posted something on Twitter or whatever yesterday or something, like somebody asked a question, and it seems like the way he was wording his tweets and stuff was like the East Coast and the West Coast might have some different scenes featured or some different elements in scenes, which is really unique and which is really awesome because it makes that, more interesting to go see both coasts,
Yeah.
Like, we're excited. Like, for instance, I told Steph and she got excited about this, but it's like, since we're going to be going out to the West Coast and we're here out on the East Coast, to be able to go to the West Coast, we're like, oh, we can see Stranger Things. It's the same like ours, but they're like, oh, it's going to be a little different. Their storytelling. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. So it feels like it's brand new to us, even though obviously we've never been to Hollywood anyways.
Right.
But gives it a different element.
That was a big, we were really debating going last year. And one of the reasons why was because Monsters was they were related but different. So we really wanted to see that, but we didn't end up going last year. So.
Yeah. And then we have a comment too from Javier asking if we're going to be going to HHN Singapore and Japan in the future. And the answer is yes. When, we don't know, but we do have a big plan. We have some big series we're planning as a channel. We're still kind of in this beta test, as you will. Like, we're getting the house set up and stuff, and you guys know how houses are right now. It's been delayed since last year. So we're finally getting to that at some point this month. We're going to be moving the studio, moving everything over. And then once we get things trickling and set up, we'll have our show that we're going to be going ahead and getting. We're going to have our guest appearances all scheduled out and ready to go. We have our podcast that's going to be starting, I think, in December. Either December or January, we're going to be having our podcast going and stuff. We have our Discord rolling. And then we're going to be doing, in the future years, we'll have these bigger series where we travel around and do HHN all together for full years. So super excited for that stuff.
We're getting people to give us tips for Hollywood, which we will need them because we actually decided to just do general admission, just getting the single nights. We're not doing express or anything. So we're going to be really rocking it out, trying to get everything done in those 2 nights.
We're trying to save some money.
Yeah.
This has been an expensive year for us.
Yeah.
Personally, we're not going to get into the details about that. But also, those tickets released, they have a little bit of an increase to it. Now, I know we're kind of getting all over the place. We're not really on track right now. But I think we got 55 likes. Let me go ahead and pull up real quick this video that I promised you guys we got to 50. Let me pull this video up real quick for you guys. So pause the music. I want you guys to enjoy this. A little quick something for you guys. This is for all of our contestants in this morning's Discord Easter egg hunt. So make sure you guys join the Discord. We put the link in earlier. I'll drop it throughout the live stream for you guys. So watch it. Oh, I didn't plug it. So we had a little thing that we did this morning. Like I said, I put that together 30 minutes before the stream today, so I had no time to really get into it. But congratulations to Tyler Loves Theme Parks and Angelica C. They found, Angelica found the secret code that we had placed in there, and Tyler found the most hidden Easter eggs this morning. So that was really neat to have and really neat to see and stuff. But get back on schedule. Like, you know, we talked about Stranger Things, but let's talk a little bit about the tickets that we have. And me and Two-Face were talking last night about the price increase with the frequent fear passes and all that stuff. And it is quite expensive, right? I mean, it always is. If you look at the multi-night passes, like even the ultimate frequent fear pass, $300 or so, it is nothing compared to like the other events around the area, especially the competitors and stuff like that. When it gives you access to every single night at Horror Nights, that is about $8 or so per night, basically, when it comes to that ticket. The real price part that comes in play is when you get Express Pass. Express Pass is expensive. Now, we are getting Express Pass because we got it last year, and once you do Express Pass, there's no way that you can go back to not having Express for the event. It's just, there's no shot. Like, you have to get Express Pass. And so we went ahead and, you know, we're putting the money for it. We save up all year for this exact reason, for when this happens. I know a lot of people were talking to me about, you know, why is it such an increase in the price? And, you know, there's a couple of reasons to it. You know, I know a couple of people were telling me like, hey, like, it's not that they're adding a house. It's not that they're adding a scare zone. They're not adding anything to the event much. So why is it such an increase in price? I think it will make sense to Horror Nights and Universal, but to the consumer, it won't, because the consumer won't actually see that on paper, where from the perspective of Horror Nights and Universal, they're like, this year we're putting a bigger budget than we ever have before. So that means we're getting more like prosthetics, possibly. We're getting higher or a higher budget for houses this year, bigger sets for scare zones this year. You know, our show is going to be a lot bigger than it has been before. So I think when it comes to the perspective of the price increase, as a consumer perspective, we're like,
also inflation.
Why are you doing this to me today? Hold up, guys. HHN is really hacking the chat right now.
They've got major IPs this year, obviously. We also have more dates, and which means that they have to pay the scare actors and all the attendance and everything more.
Yeah, this is the biggest event that's ever happened for Horror Nights, by the way. The more nights and stuff, and like I was saying real quick, like, I think, you know, from the perspective is they may want to have more scare actors than before. They want to have probably more makeup and prosthetics, and the costuming pieces might be bigger than ever before this year. So that price increase will justify that, but that's something that the consumer won't see up front. And I can understand why we would be upset with such price increase, but I think it's something that it will pay off. You just have to go and see the details in the event for it this year.
I honestly, like, I'm not surprised. I was expecting it. If you look at literally everything that costs money right now, it's more expensive than it was a year ago. Groceries are way more expensive. You know, like, everything that we do nowadays it's just more expensive. Is more expensive now than it was a year ago. So I'm not surprised that the ticket prices are going up.
Also, wanted to bring this up. I can't see this on my end, but Southridge, shout out for being a Fright Club member for over 1 month now, saying, we just joined the live while on Cosmic Rewind, but we here.
Don't lose
watching the live stream. Like, are you guys projecting it on Cosmic Rewind? Like, everybody's like flying through and it's just us on the screen? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. And then I got to pull this up here. Our executive producer, Jim Daniels, with a 50. Who found the Easter Bunny? Don't worry, Jim. I think our friends on Discord, they got the Easter Bunny there. Our man, everybody, shout out to Jim, Slim Jim in the chat. Thank you for the 50, my man. But yeah, so like,
I did see someone had mentioned, like,
there's more reasons, but go ahead.
The price for Ultimate Frequent Fear is almost worth, like, not paying for parking. We both, like, have said this time and time again. If you are not an annual pass holder or a team member or get free parking for whatever reason, the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass, if you're going more than like 10 times, is going to be worth it, because parking is very expensive.
It's like $30 now
Yeah.
to park. And to go on that, like it depends on your situation. If you're staying on universal property, which we highly recommend staying on universal property. But if you're staying on universal property, you probably don't need it because obviously you don't have to worry about parking there at City Walk because you're already paying for parking if you have a car at the hotel's. But yeah, it really depends on a lot of variables on which pass you should get and what you should do. Excuse me, what your budget is and all that. But I know it is a bit of a price increase, but I think it's going to be worth it because I think this year is settling to be a pretty strong one. I mean, we have The Last of Us announced, we have Chucky, we have Stranger Things Season 4. So, I mean, we have 3 big IPs already announced. We know we're going to be getting at least one more IP somewhere in there. There's got to be one, right? And then we got some good, strong originals. I mean, Horror Nights, year after year, consistently does strong original houses. So I think this is going to be one of those where you're going to go and you're going to be able to enjoy it. It's going to draw a large crowd. And you got to remember, Universal has Epic Universe still building. They have these bigger projects. I know the HHN Vegas location is going under construction here soon. They're already getting the land all squared away for that. So there's a lot of projects that Universal is investing in. So I know from the consumer perspective, we look at that price, we're like, oh gosh, is it worth it? But seeing the future of Universal compared to some of its other competitors, I would be more willing to put my money with Universal and see what they could put, in return for us as a consumer, because it feels like they have a bright future ahead of them, which is it's exciting stuff, to be honest. Looking forward to it.
The one price increase that kind of like hurt my heart when I saw it was the Scream Early ticket. Because that was such
$40.
Because that was such a no-brainer.
Wow.
Like $20 added on. Like if you don't have a daytime ticket or an annual pass or something like that, like it is so worth it. I still think it's worth it for $40, but if you have, if you have a big group or your whole family's going, like that does add up pretty quickly. So that does kind of suck, but I still think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I don't know, the way I'd say it's like, get the ultimate, get the express, get the Scream Early, get it all, do as much as you can. But if you can't do express, because express is pretty expensive, then the Scream Early ticket is a great option that can really balance it out for you throughout the day. And it's very reasonable with the price. I mean, still, even $40 is not too bad. The fact that you get to go into Universal at 3 p.m. and do, normal operations for 2 hours, and then you get to choose one of your Stay and Scream locations and then get access into the park. Usually you're in and running around an hour before, the guest, or so, around, 45 minutes or so, I would say. But, Scream Early is still great. We highly recommend it. We will be doing a video on Scream Early that's going to break down all those details a lot more. I think that one is the next one that's coming up for our beginners series. I think that one's coming up next.
Yeah.
We have that. We have the Express Pass we're going to talk about in detail because we do get a lot of questions for Express Pass and the Stay and Scream locations. So we'll have those videos in our beginners at HHN.
It does seem, though, like the Stay and Scream locations have been like kind of changing like every year. So we don't really know, like, until they either release when or where the Stay and Scream locations are going to be, or like until opening weekend. We just don't really know 100% where all of the Stay and Scream locations are, but we will go over like the ones that are typically used.
Yeah. We'll probably relate everything to how last year was.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of say, if it was like last year, this is what we're doing for this year. But let's get back into Stranger Things. Right? I know we're kind of hopping and going and stuff. We have kind of a schedule for today, but we don't really have it like scheduled out like we usually do in some of our live streams and stuff, where we're like, we're gonna hit this and do this and that and stuff. But hey, Stranger Things season 4, Eddie Munson, right?
Yeah.
What is y'all's number one scene you are wanting to see?
This is going to have spoilers. I saw somebody in the comments say no spoilers.
Oh,
just gonna put it out there. There's going to be spoilers.
Yeah,
if you haven't watched it yet, you might want to just like.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you're here and you don't want spoilers, I'm sorry. But this might be it for you in this live stream.
Come back and watch it once you've watched.
Yeah, go watch the season. Get prepped for HHN, and then you can come back and watch this. But we're gonna have spoilers, of course, because we're gonna talk about the show in the house. It was announced yesterday, so we got to talk about it. So I want you guys to go ahead and in the scene, or in the scenes in the chat. Talk about the scenes you guys really want to see the most. Stephanie, would you want to kick it off? And what is the number one scene you really want to see?
I don't know. That's so hard. I think that the two like locations that I feel like will be the scariest for a house, because that's what I look for. Like, yeah, there are certain scenes that I think would be really pretty, but when I go through a haunted house, I look for the scares. So, and like the atmosphere being really creepy. So the two that I think will be the scariest are the kind of like the opening scene with like all the kids at the,
when they're attending school.
No, at the lab. Remember, like the opening? Is it the opening
it's a
scene?
very
The lab with like the light.
It was
like the strobing.
It was a flashback of 11.
Yeah.
When she was
and, like,
young, and what happened with
kids.
her and Henry when that was going on.
Yeah. So I think that would be a really good scene. I think it'd be really like scary. Strobes always like really get me. And then also just like the Creel house. So when they're like going to try to like kill Vecna, they're trying to kill him. Yeah, like when Robin, Nancy, and Steve are all there.
Yeah. My computer just had a moment real quick. Hold up, sorry guys. I went to click something and an update popped up, and as soon as I clicked it, I clicked right on the accept for this update, and my computer almost shut down. We almost just ended the stream.
Nice.
So, also real quick, we gotta give this man a shout out here. Nick Romes, Southridge Nick Romes, our man here joining back as a Fright Club member. Welcome back to the Fright Club, my man. Great having you on board. Waiting for him to move up here. So I also, again, I dropped the Discord link again for you guys if you want to check that out. We'll be having an after party tonight after the live stream. We're going to be discussing more Stranger Things. And then tomorrow, Two-Face is going to help host a deep dive in Stranger Things tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday in the Discord, where we'll break down things even more in detail related to the house in the season and what you guys can see as scenes. Now, me personally, when it comes to scenes in Stranger Things, I mean, there's a lot of great scenes. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, like, even the shootout in California was such a well-filmed scene.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if they'll have that technically. That was like such a well-done scene. It's just such a small location and so much happening in that small location. I don't think it'll be featured in the house. But I would absolutely love to see the Russia scene. The prison with Hopper, the Demogorgon, and all that. Just to be able to get into the part of the house where there's snow falling. You know, to be honest, that is really like, besides the actual Upside Down, that scene in Russia where the snow is falling really replicates the Upside Down with like the dust particles floating around. You got the snow falling, you know, you got the Demogorgons and the Demodogs kind of going free and stuff, and all. You got the prisoners trying to fight back and all. I think, and I said this too in the video from yesterday, I'd love to see Hopper with a sword on one side coming out, and I would love nothing more than that prison scene, that one scene when Hopper faces the Demogorgon with the sword, for that to be a bigger and larger set for you to walk through, and you walk right down the middle and you see Hopper run out and you see the Demogorgon run out at the same time, like they're coming at you guys, but they're going to obviously fight each other. I would love to see that happen. And then for Murray to be on top as you're walking through and he's looking down at you with the flamethrower. They can have like a whole compression little thing, the lights. They had this back in last Stranger Things house before in the Upside Down. And he could be like blasting, like he's got flames thrown onto you guys and stuff like that. And that's that one little Russian, like little prison scene. I would love to see that.
That'd be cool.
Oh. And the music in this house is going to be so good. Oh, it's going to be so good.
I'm excited.
I really think that this house has potential to be one of the better houses we've had at Horror Nights when it comes to IPs and stuff.
I think another scene that could be really cool to see is like the Creel house, but back when we get those flashbacks. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. When we get the flashback of the mom and the children. Yeah, because it's Henry's like parents, right? And sister.
The Creel house?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
And
beginning.
like when the mom like does the whole floating thing, like that could be cool as a scene in the house too.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie rocking on the trailer. Actually, one scene that I think would be really cool. I don't know how they would pull this off. I mean, I have an idea of how they could pull this off, but I think it would be really neat is if you have a moment where you're walking by the lake, where Eddie's out on the boat and he's trying to get away from I forgot what that kid's name is. The two kids that went out swimming after to get Eddie, and then one of them gets killed by Vecna. Yeah, Vecna or whatever gets killed by Vecna. It'd be really cool if you're kind of like walking in the woods and you come across and you're kind of like, it'd be really neat if they have it when on a platform, so you're kind of going up on a hill a little bit, and then when you look down there's actual water, and they can have maybe like a still scene out there, but you can see them floating, you can see Eddie in the boat, and that's like out in the distance, and you come around, and then the next scene could be where you have Steve and the group going down into the water and all that stuff, so they can have that scene, because I think that'd be a really neat dark and nighttime scene in the woods and stuff they can have, because that is one scene from the first house back in 2018 with season 1 when you went in the woods and stuff. That was one of my favorite portions in the house because it felt like you were actually outside. They did a well done job. They did a hell of a job when it came to that. So I would love to see if they can recreate that element. Maybe put some little pine needles on the floor and stuff, but obviously those are a little slippery, so if they have some surface they may need to, I don't know, but
yeah, you have
just some things like that.
Like Max's mom when she was getting Vecna, and she went into the
Max's mom.
Yeah, remember Max went to her trailer, and then
her mom was Vecna.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said she was being Vecna
because she was doing that whole thing.
You mean Max was being Vecna?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
I meant Max was getting Vecna, but she went and saw her mom, and then her mom was like,
oh, maybe. I forgot. I think I might have forgotten that scene. Yeah.
There's a lot of scenes that they could use.
See,
even Nancy's friend, the other newspaper kid, his whole scene, yeah.
That was actually a little creepy. And here's the thing too, there are so many different scenes that they had in season 4 that if they were trying to cover all of it, because this is the thing, with season 4, there were so many different locations featured. I mean, you had California, you had Hawkins, you had Russia, you had Alaska, you had the Upside Down. There were all these different, and you even had the lab in New Mexico, Nevada.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
The whole helicopter and stuff.
blew up.
Could you imagine coming around into one of the scenes and you're out in the desert, you're coming out of the lab, you're coming upstairs. Let's say you got a little ramp. You come out of that door, and right when you come out, there's a helicopter floating, and you can hear the sound. But if they got it suspended, and then there's 11 right there screaming with it.
You could also have the scene with the roller skate place, and you have 11 come out with her little shoe or whatever,
rollerblade,
her roller skate,
yeah,
she's gonna hit you with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different scenes that they have in this season, which could obviously play well into the house, but there's a side of caution in it where I think the second house where it kind of failed was the fact that they were putting season 2 and season 3 all in one. And there's so many things that happened in those seasons that they need their own full house. Now that we got season 4 as its own full house, but there's so much to this season. It was put in 2 parts. The season was in 2 parts. So why? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, so to be honest, I do think there is a ghost in this room because that's only activated by sensor, and if I turn it off, the only way it could turn on is if you go over there and click it or wave your hand right in front of it. So it's Hondo. All right, I'll be back again, guys. Hold on.
Also, I know we're talking about scenes, but Michelle brought up we need Surfer Boy Pizza as one of the food booths, and on the video, on our announcement video, I saw Brad had commented about Surfer Boy Pizza or pineapple on pizza, and I commented back Hawaiian pizza fries with the eye emoji. Could you guys imagine that?
Hawaiian pizza fries.
I don't know if that'd be any good. I feel like the sauce would have to be like barbecue sauce. It couldn't be like pizza sauce.
And then we had one of our friends, Chris, in the Discord mentioned, could you imagine if they had Scare Actor dining in Louis, but they made it to Surfer Boy Pizza, and that was a theme? That would actually kind of work out, even though it's an Italian.
That is true. They did do Reuben fries, and last year they gave me Reuben fries when I asked for just regular pizza fries. I didn't notice it until we were already out of the park. I was not a fan of those, but that's just me. But
but
that would be cool.
I think overall, I mean, there's a lot of scenes to get into, and like I was saying before, we got interrupted by whatever is in this room with us. What I was saying though is that I really hope that the Stranger Things 4 house is in its own soundstage, because lately they've been putting 2 houses in one soundstage, and I really hope that they're like, hey, with Stranger Things season 4, we made this the biggest house we've ever made ever in Halloween Horror Nights history, and it has its own soundstage, and it takes the space of 2 houses fully, and it's just a full long walkthrough. I'm talking like 10 minutes to 15 minutes of walking through this house. It's one of the biggest ones ever, one of the biggest budgets, and justifies the price increase.
As long as they can staff it, that's all I
care about. As long as we can get it cast. I really don't want still scenes. Now, I do expect there to be some still parts and stuff, because of the fact that there's large scale things this year as well. But one thing I know, like John Marty tweeted out and saying that they will be having it more cast wise, because all the actors and stuff like that, they're older, so it's easier to actually cast lookalikes for the parts.
They won't have to have all the kids be all girls like they did for season 1, like Mike and Lucas and all of them were all girls in the houses because they needed like small people. But
like I'm sorry I'm talking so much, and I'm trying to explain this one point for the past 20 minutes now. What I'm saying is, what I'm really worried about with how big this season is, this is the one warning flag that I got, right? The fact that there's so many different locations and so many big scenes and stuff. I wonder how they're going to be able to fit this all in a house and for it to make sense from start to finish if it does share a location with another house. So that's the one thing and the one side of caution that I have when it comes to this. I know back in 2019, Stranger Things did have its own location in a soundstage. I don't know the name of the soundstage, like the number of it, but it was the one across from the rest of them. And I think there was a permit that went out for that location, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm hoping that Stranger Things gets its own location again, because it's going to need it. This house is going to have long wait times, of course. So I really hope it's going to be
on the spec map. The Last of Us was in B108, correct? Yeah. I think The Last of Us will be in B108, and then Stranger Things will be in a soundstage. So there'll be different Stay and Scream polling areas. I don't think it would be very smart for them to put The Last of Us and Stranger Things close enough that they would have the same Stay and Scream holding area, because that holding area would be insanity.
I'm putting some in the chat real quick. So I want to go back. So we got a lot of people talking about wanting to see, Russia. I mean, we got a lot of Eddie on the trailer scenes, like getting master puppets, of course. I mean, who doesn't want to see that, right? Got the prison scene, Creel House. Creel House is one of the bigger ones we've been seeing a lot of people asking for.
We have the hotline.
The hotline, that's a scene. That's a scene everybody wants to see in the house. Thanks, Steph. That is definitely one, right?
Where the blink.
Everybody, big shout out to the hotline, by the way. A friend out from the West Coast. Let's put him up on the screen here. Our man had a live stream last night. If you guys haven't seen it, go check the replay, by the way. He was talking about the spec map and everything for Hollywood. So it's a good watch if you guys are out on the West Coast. Give it a check. Give it a check. Check it off. But our man on the West Coast, the hotline, love him. One of our favorite HHN creators right there, guys. Not even close. So, I got a Pop-Tart in front of me.
Yes, I got.
I think it's time to mention it. Oh, see, I hate that I don't get it over here. Steph, do you want to read it out? Go ahead.
Jim just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Jim. You always do it better. I don't know why you even asked me to do it.
No, that was good. Shout out to Jim, by the way, for the 5 gifted members, by the way. My man, let's go, Jim. Thank you for
and
5
also,
gifted.
he also said a proud member, and he has been a member for 11 months.
Let's give a shout out to Jim, guys. Let's talk about this real quick. Our man, Jim Daniels, has been, when we started doing memberships and stuff here on YouTube, he was the first one on it, and he's been for 11 months, coming up to a full year, just in time for Halloween Horror Nights 32. So shout out to you, Jim. Thanks again for all the support, my man. Really appreciate it. And again, for the 5 gifted, who all got it? Let's see. I want to see who. So Stephanie Simmons, Benny Bob, Let's Talk HHN, Irfan, I'm going to say your name wrong every single time, and Fred Leggett. Welcome back to the Fright Club, guys. Great having you guys on board. And yeah, just remember here, I'm posting this right here. The link right now is to join the Fright Club. We have exclusive videos, exclusive content all for you guys, both here on YouTube, on Discord, Instagram, all that stuff for you guys to check out. You guys get early exclusive access to things. And then I'm going to be dropping the Discord link for you guys as well. If you haven't joined our Discord, check it out. We have our after party, the live stream after party coming up after tonight's live stream. That's going to be fun. Always enjoy those. We usually, most of the time, our boys out in the Discord, Brad usually runs it and stuff when it comes to the after party. It's about 2 or 3 a.m. usually when they wrap it up. Usually I get done a little earlier because Steph and I got to get up early in the morning. And then I'm sitting here at 3 a.m. I get a message and Brad's like, all right, just wrapped it up. Like, you guys been talking for like 5 hours or so in the middle of the night. So it's always great to see you guys all connecting and getting along with each other. That Discord is such a great idea. Like, love it to see you guys being able to talk. So. But let's get in this non-Pop-Tart sponsored live stream here, guys.
Not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by anybody.
Michelle said they're good, but she said that they're better in the toasted.
Oh yeah, I think Pop-Tarts are better toasted or frozen. Like a frozen brown sugared Pop-Tart, really good. All right.
Like the s'mores? No.
S'mores is good.
I think s'mores. I like that one.
Okay, so first impression, this looks terrible. You guys are not going to be able to see it.
It looks like cheese.
This looks disgusting. All right. It smells like an Eggo. It smells like a waffle with syrup.
It does.
All right, I'm just gonna go into it.
Oreo anything is good. So I believe that, Elizabeth.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't really taste anything. There's a little bit of waffle.
Yeah.
A little Eggo. But, like, I taste just Pop-Tart. Like,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, all right, cool.
They were on clearance, so.
It's not terrible. So just to fit, the Stranger Things vibe, we went with the Eggos. Now.
Yeah, what's your Pop-Tart eating routine? Obviously, you just go in and take a bite.
Just eat a Pop-Tart. That's it, guys.
I eat the edges off.
Keep it calm, all right? We're not talking about races here. That's for the Discord only, guys. Keep it PG. Now, let's talk a little bit about the week that we have ahead of us. Obviously, the past 2 days we had a video come up each day. We have a live stream tonight. Surprise, right? Here we are. Tomorrow we're going to be having our deep dive hosted on Discord, where we're going to go ahead and talk about the announcement in much more detail. We're going to be looking at the hidden secrets and Easter eggs that were featured in the last announcement, as well as what could it mean to the future of announcements coming for HHN. And then on Sunday, this is not confirmed, guys. We're still working the kinks out. But on Sunday, we are planning to have our first hosted watch party, possibly on Discord, where we're going to rewatch the entirety of season 4 for Stranger Things leading up to the event this year for Halloween Horror Nights. So we'll try to get a schedule plan for that. It more than likely will just be randomly picked on random days. We'll try to give you guys a couple days heads up. But I think Sunday, we're shooting for Sunday to be the first night where we do episode 1 of season 4, kind of do watch party. We'll try to get through the whole season. If not, we'll probably do, the first episode, this weekend. And then later in August, we'll do like one of the more important ones or the last one or so, and give you guys, time. So if you guys haven't seen Stranger Things and you're wanting to see Stranger Things and stuff, we're going to try to do a watch party with all of you guys. So that'd be a chance to watch it. And if you guys are, just wanting to hang out and watch Stranger Things and talk with us and stuff, we may even do that as well. So let us know if you guys are interested in that. Spam in the chat, spam 1 if you guys are down for a watch party of Stranger Things, or spam 2 if you really just don't care.
Also, Javier asked, are we more excited for Last of Us or Stranger Things? I feel like Stranger Things, like, we're big fans of the HBO show Last of Us, but neither of us have really played the game. So, at least, I guess I'm speaking for both of us, but I should just be speaking for myself. I'm probably more excited for Stranger Things, but I think that The Last of Us is going to be scarier. So I don't know.
Depending on how they do The Last of Us, I do think Last of Us will be scarier. But here's the thing, guys. Stranger Things is set back in the 80s. Therefore, I'm more excited for Stranger Things. That'll be the number one reason for me. I love the music. I think the music in Stranger Things is going to have a good vibe to it that I enjoy. I think there's a lot of scenes to play along with. In different locations, where The Last of Us is only in Pittsburgh. So The Last of Us is limited in that perspective. But I think The Last of Us does have a potential to have more energy in an all-around house than Stranger Things itself. And it just depends on how, well cast it's, like if it's full and stuff, depending on what the scenes are like and all. I know Brad's going to appreciate that. I think The Last of Us really could be one of those that pulls it off this year for being one of the best houses. Yeah. But I think, with Stranger Things, there's so much of a want for Stranger Things. We've had it in the past years, and look what Stranger Things did for the event overall. I mean, even when it came to food, like Stranger Things really brought some unique items of like food concept and all that stuff when they had their booths and all back in the day. So I think that we can see another shift in that when it comes to food as well, just in Stranger Things. So it's really close, but I think I give the edge to Stranger Things because it's set in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 80s. Come on, guys.
The fact that we have we have 3 houses announced right now, but the fact that 2 of the 3 houses,
Chucky, you remember that, guys?
That we have announced right now are we're so excited for both of them. It has us really excited for this year overall.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the event right now. Here I go, bashing Universal now, right? Get ready. Sharpen your pitchforks and light your torches. Listen, guys.
Oh, that was bad.
Stephanie doesn't know how to have fun. I'm not sure.
Stop.
See, that's what you get. I gotta get up now. Is it on a timer or something? Oh my gosh! Who's doing this? Who's setting this off? But here's the thing. So we have 3 houses announced, right? And as of before yesterday, right? Everyone's talking about an announcement coming up, but regardless of that, it feels empty this year, leading up to this year. And I know that this year's event has a huge potential to being something extremely strong. I mean, overall, we're talking. I'm blocking them.
Talking.
I'm gonna shut the chat down. I'm gonna shut you guys down here in a second.
To what you're saying.
But I'm saying 10 houses, right? 5 scare zones. You have your shows. I think when it comes to the past few years that we've had that, this year is probably going to be the stronger overall when it comes to houses, scare zones, and concept and all. I think this one's going to be well put. So I think that this year is going to be strong. But because of the announcement season just not being there, not having that energy to keep people pumped up and all, it really killed that wind and excitement for a lot of people. I think yesterday, picked that spirit up for people, obviously getting something like Stranger Things, but then being able to look at it and saying, hey, we got Chucky, we got The Last of Us, we got Stranger Things. Those are 3 big IPs we already have announced for the event that's coming, and we still got a whole bunch more. We got physical pieces for Horror Nights and construction going out in the streets. Everybody's getting excited for that right now. I think that it's starting to pick up that excitement for people again. Like the
Yeah.
gears are starting to turn, and surely enough, I know John Marty has already said this, that there will be an announcement by the end of the month. I know on the 30th when they go to Midsommar, they're going to have, I said Midsommar.
Yeah.
Midsummer Scream. When they do that, they're going to have an announcement. I think it's going to be for the West Coast, but there's probably going to be something announced before then too, so that he can also go off of.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably be sharing a dual coast announcement when it comes to that. So there's a lot of things that's going to start picking up that we should be seeing pretty
Hopefully,
soon.
because they're going to start putting props out, and we're going to start seeing facades and all of that.
So I do think we're going to be getting another dual coast announcement before the 30th, and then on the 30th you'll get probably a Hollywood original, to be honest, like they usually do for Midsummer Scream, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Brian the Ogre.
Also, you have Chris over here doing the marketing for Universal. Spoiler alert: Stranger Things is actually the 11th house.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
That would be cool.
I'm not against that.
It would be cool if they like kept that as like the last announcement, and then they were like, "Surprise, we have an 11th house."
Mm-hmm. That would have been.
But
really
they
cool.
need to announce Stranger Things as early as they can to get people to like get excited and buy tickets and stuff.
But I think that would have been a really cool way of doing it, especially with this price increase. Saw that.
Yeah.
I think there's like a beetle flew in here. We are in the garage, guys, so we have a lot of wildlife.
Yeah, we saw
around.
that too, that the Facebook group had posted that like Chucky wasn't on the website anymore.
Oh, I have
So
an
now
answer for
everybody's
that.
saying, "Oh,
Chucky
isn't coming anymore."
No, Chucky's gonna be. Don't listen to Facebook. Don't listen to social media. Don't listen to content creators like us either. Wait till Universal makes the announcement, which they did. Chucky is going to be at the event. I know John Marty. I've been bringing this John Marty guy up a lot, right? John Marty. I don't know. He did mention that they're looking at possibly giving Chucky a formal thing later on this year, to maybe tie him into the whole story of what's going on with the characters and the IPs and stuff like that going to this year's event. So I'm having some mad heartburn right now. I've been
Every time you eat.
Yeah, I've been having some bad heartburn this past week, by the way.
I
In case you guys were wondering.
I keep telling him to take like omeprazole, he won't do it.
I'll be fine. But yeah, Chucky's coming to the event. I just think they're waiting for some reason, unless their marketing team is just that off. I don't know. So I have no idea.
Yeah, the beetle flying around in the garage might be what's triggering the light turning on. Brian's like, "It's a ghost."
All right, fine. I'll find that beetle, and I'll put him to justice.
He'll let him outside so he can be free.
Yeah, I don't like killing anything, even if it's a bug. So, anyways, here I am thinking, we're gonna go 2.5 hours. We're only an hour in to the live stream, and guess what? We still have a lot more to go. We still have a lot to talk about, guys. A lot to talk about. Now, we talked about Stranger Things obviously coming to the event. We know a couple other things we've heard from stuff, but we're not going to spoil anything. We don't want to. But it's going to be a great house. I'm excited for it. I really want, the arches. I want to see them filled up. Last year, I was so devastated the fact that they didn't have all the arches filled up with banners. I really want this year to be filled up with banners. I also am wondering, what are we going to get for the park music? You guys know me, one of the biggest things I look at when it comes to Horror Nights is, what is the loop? What is the area music going to be for the event? What is that entrance going to sound like? And I really do hope we get something like 2018, because of the IPs that we do have coming to the event are so well recognized by their music. The Last of Us, Stranger Things. Sure, throw Chucky in there, right? He's got a soundtrack, right? And you can have whatever else is to come. Let's say we get the speculated Universal Monsters Paris house. You got Phantom of the Opera, so put his music in there and stuff like that. We can have a couple of things played from the Paris house as well. But like I was saying, back in 2018, we did have some of those main property IPs. They had their theme played in the overall park loop, and I would love to have that again, especially for Stranger Things. walking up to the arches and hearing the Stranger Things theme, or even the Last of Us theme with the guitar riff and all that stuff. Like, imagine Metallica playing.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, even if it doesn't go with all of the houses, I would personally prefer if it was just all like metal. But that's just me.
Also, Chris saying he's gonna get Two-Face all upset if we get 200 likes on the stream. It'll ruin his day.
Everybody like it.
I mean, those two, they do this all the time. So we're at 81 likes.
Horror Fiend said, I miss a medallion being super intricate like it was for 1819, 2025, and so on. And we didn't get to go back then, but we've seen photos and videos of like, there was the one year they even had like the medallion was like a screen, like a TV screen that like changed and stuff. Like, that's so cool. I think the one that we had last year was really pretty. Like, I liked the way it looked, but
yeah, the medallion last year was great.
But I would love to have just more. Like, there were some years where they had like vines going up, like actual ones,
okay,
not
so
like lights.
Pause there. That's exactly what I was going to mention with last year, with the fact that they had the Pumpkin Lord, right? And the whole story of him, you know, spreading his roots and taking over Halloween and stuff like that. Why did we not get the medallion with the vines coming out from it and wrapping around the arches? Like, I was talking to Steph about this, and I think we were talking about Southridge. Imagine if the Pumpkin Lord's like roots and stuff and vines went all through City Walk. Now, I know Universal, if they're watching this, they're probably like, there's no way we do that. It would cost too much money. But I know the creative team, right? You got the good people, the creative team, you know, Michael, you know, Blake, Charles, whoever's still over there, you know, with creative, they're probably like, oh, we have something even better. It's just, you know, the executives and stuff, they're probably not going to greenlight things like that because of the cost and all that stuff. But if creative, I bet you if creative had the full hands in making this what they wanted, they would have looked at something of putting vines. I even told Steph, get it through City Walk. Have it coming once you walk in. The Welcome to Universal's got vines over it. And people are like, what is this? You know, it fits the Halloween vibe without it being Halloween Horror Nights. And then you get up to Horror Nights and you can see it more infested. It looks like it's really been taken over. And you're like, dang, that's the epicenter of whatever this is, which sparks intriguement from people. What?
Really getting into it.
Guys, I love Horror Nights.
We also got a super chat I want to say before he leaves, but Jim with 30, he said, I have to go set up equipment, have a great stream. Investigating a house that 5 people was murdered in.
Dang, where are you going? Jim, why are you doing all these crazy things, by the way?
Please?
Please.
Please stay safe.
Our man, Jim Daniels with the 30. Appreciate it, my man, and thanks for dropping in the live stream tonight. Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, but good luck. Wish you the best. Send us a little story later on about it. So, but yeah. So, you know, I really like when it comes to the medallion. You know, what is this year's theme going to be? Right now, you know, you go off the spec map, you go off of some leaks and things that are talked about. It seems like Oddfellow is one of those characters that's talked about a lot. When it comes to Horror Nights, I don't think they're going to make the medallion Stranger Things. I don't think they're going to make it The Last of Us, you know? If they were to make the medallion anything, it's going to be more related to their originals, to their lore, to their story. And Oddfellow is that story, right? And so what will the medallion feature? What will the front arches feature? I really am hoping that Universal can do something this year where it's not just past the gates you get stuff. I would love if the arches actually had more decor to them this year. Maybe like it's got like carnival, you know, lighting coming across the arches, you know, even under the parts that you walk through, they have little like lights going through. Maybe like a little carnival, like caravan outside or something, you know, it's got like tent pieces to the top of it. And it goes like that up into the front because I know on the website they say 5 scare zones. If we go off the spec map, we didn't see a 5th scare zone in the front there. The website's still saying it's going to be 5 scare zones. If we do get something in the beginning and it is like Carnival of Oddities or something, I would love for that whole area to be absolutely decked out from top to bottom in this stuff. I really want them to go all out. And
oh yeah,
I think
Erica
that'd be really
said you could have some of the symbols that have been showing up in like the announcement videos.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Which like those kind of maybe slightly relate to that like dark zodiac thing.
Maybe. Which that'd be really cool. By the way.
But
We talked about it in a live stream before.
Yeah. I have to agree with Chris. Like, I was excited for Oddfellow at first, but I feel like there would need to be more like storyline. There need to be more like time. Like they would have had to announce this earlier and have him be like the icon and have it be like more focused around that, like the announcements focused around that as well. And I'm like, I agree that I'm just like not invested in that right now.
What Universal and Horror Nights needs is that website to come back. They need the Halloween Horror Nights website to come back, because even if they can't really invest in making all these videos to go very explicit with the like the lore and stuff and details, if they had the website, they can obviously put things up there that really tease at things like that to come, that we can always visit on a daily basis and maybe see a little update here and there that continuously tells a story. Mm-hmm. What is one of the best places that they had for updated storytelling recently? Little pop quiz for Stephanie. You guys remember last year's summer tribute store?
No.
Remember how in the summer tribute store they had little things here and there at the end that it was explaining what was coming to Horror Nights, you know? Like these little articles and things like that. Do you remember that at the exit?
Yeah.
Right? They were doing that. That's exactly what the website can do. Mm-hmm. And little things like that you can see on it, and you know, pictures and displays and stuff like that. And anybody can see that. Anybody can experience that. You know, all they got to do is go to HalloweenHornets.com. And I really wish that they, you know, would bring the website back, because I think it would make the announcement season better, but also storytelling for these like icons and originals that we don't normally get the backgrounds in anymore. I think it could bring those back and enhance it to where it makes people excited for such things, like Oddfellow coming to the night, because he's supposed to be a big deal when it comes to the story of Horror Nights.
Yeah. Horror fans said it feels like they might be giving him like the Pumpkin Lord treatment, where like it's only announced when the house is announced, kind of like the Pumpkin Lord was only really announced when they announced the street, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, cool, we're getting the Pumpkin Lord, but like there was nothing. They could have done nothing else.
We've said this last year, like they could have done so much when it came to the Pumpkin Lord. Like the Pumpkin Lord came from Wicked Growth. The creative team is on record for saying this. They did not expect Wicked Growth to be as big as it was, right? They did not expect it at all. And for how big Wicked Growth came and how big the Pumpkin Lord was, this icon with Lil Boo and all that stuff, right? It's like you think that they would do...
Sorry. Chris said so they're going to set up the dude in front of a circus tent to just fart and burp all the time. I sure hope not.
I kind of want that now. I kind of want that right now.
Right now?
I kind of want that.
In this garage?
No, not in this garage. I don't physically want that. Are you going to be that?
No!
Also, I'm trying to find... Somebody mentioned something in the chat earlier that I really wanted to talk about. And... Hold up, let me
we need like an outline of what we're going to cover.
Well, somebody mentioned this and it brought up something good to me. Like, I think it was something about the Never Go Alone tagline. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, they need to get rid of the Never Go Alone tagline.
Yes, I saw that comment.
Right. So Steph and I were going to be creating a video and releasing in August.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, music.
No, the music's playing.
Oh, I can't hear it.
I can't. Is ours dead already? I never heard it.
So.
Are we connected to someone else?
Did you pause it?
No, it's playing. Hold up. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? Hold up. I'm going to pause it then. I can't hear the music. Did it die already?
People said yes. I
Oh,
didn't
why
hear
is
it
it
go
ours
boom.
is not connected anymore?
It's weird.
What up, guys? Our whole studio is under attack.
You hear that?
I don't hear that. Can you hear the music stuff? Okay, well, if you guys hear the music, then y'all hear, you know, okay. I guess it's the beetle. The beetle. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, anyways, well,
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
they
but
should just use see you in the fog. Or...
No, I don't agree. Never Go Alone is a perfect idea, and I just don't think the audience sees it yet. And we have a theory that we've talked about for the past, 2 live streams now. We haven't gone into detail. We're going to release a video in August during our Countdown to HHN series here on YouTube in August. And it's going to really break down this theory of the Never Go Alone tag and what it means for the event. We have something very unique and interesting that I think you guys are going to want to see. I don't know.
That's really cool.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I can talk and talk and talk, and Steph doesn't care. She doesn't listen to me and stuff. But for this one time I mentioned this, she actually gave a smile like she is now. This is real. And when she does that and she's like, oh, that's kind of cool, it means we're on to something, guys. So, Steph, tell them. This is...
I mean, you want me to tell him the whole thing? I'm kidding.
Make you eat this Pop-Tart. But yeah, we have this little... We have this little theory when it comes to it. It's probably wrong. I mean, it's just a fan-made theory, as you can say. And we're going to make it for August and stuff. And we're going to try to film it pretty soon so we can try to put as much as we can into it so we're not rushing to get it out. And I think it's going to explain this tag and the reason why they're doing the announcements the way they are and what it's being built up to and how it connects some big properties like, maybe Legendary Truth in there, Oddfellow, Fear. We got a lot of those things and stuff. And we got this video we're going to work on. I think you guys are going to like. I haven't heard anybody talk about it yet. So I went searching once I thought of it. I went searching to see if anybody actually talked about it to make sure I'm not oh, guys, I got something for y'all because somebody's already created it. And haven't found a single person talking about it. So it explains Never Go Alone. It explains the process and why the announcement season is the way it is. It's going to explain what is to come in the not next HHN, but years from now HHNs and what it means for the future and stuff. It's really cool. And I think it'll make you guys excited for them to keep using Never Go Alone.
Yeah. And Brian keeps saying it explains why and everything, but it's a theory. It's not...
Yeah, it's not legitimate,
yeah.
But if it's true, then it does become the explanation for what's happening with announcement season. So, but yeah.
Yeah, we have some people in the chat saying that they go alone. I don't think I've ever gone to HHN alone. Have you?
I mean, yeah. You have too. It's just not how the guests would.
I mean,
so there you go.
Working.
Well, then yes, no. That's really a trick question. Steph and I can't really answer that. We've been alone at HHN, yes. We've gone alone to HHN, yes. So yes.
But not as a guest.
Sure. We've gone alone to HHN, yes.
I think it would be fun to go alone.
Yeah, don't have to worry about being with a group. Just do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Love
or just sit in the scare zones. I think that's what I would do, is just sit in the scare zones and people watch.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that Steph and I like to do the most now. When we go there, if it's a busy night, even on not busy nights, we'll just go and find a nice little place to sit down and watch the scare zones and people's reactions.
We sat in Graveyard last year. There was one night we sat in Graveyard and just watched, just people watched for, was it 2 hours?
At minimum.
It was 2 hours. We're just sitting there watching people. And it was so much fun.
I'm putting in the chat, by the way, guys, just as a reminder, if you guys are just joining us, join our Discord. I got the link to our Discord as well as the Fright Club. If you guys join that, we're going to be hosting a live stream after party tonight on our Discord, where we're going to be discussing some other things in depth and all that we don't talk about here in the live stream. So that's going to be the live stream after party. Discord. It's gonna be in the Discord tonight after the live stream. I got it, guys. And then we also have a deep dive hosted by our one and only Two-Face in the Discord tomorrow night at 8:30 as well, Saturday. Don't get that confused. And then on Sunday, we're possibly going to be hosting a watch party for Stranger Things Season 4 on the Discord. So a lot of things happening to the Discord this weekend. It's going to be the most that we've ever done. And like I said, Steph and I, we're still in this beta process of having our videos and series and setup and stuff. Once we finally get the house situated and
there's definitely
a beetle.
It's over there now.
Oh! I'm gonna get knocked in the head. Oh!
I don't like bugs.
That thing came in fast. It's a blink. I'm afraid to do anything. HHN sent a spy, a little beetle drone in after us right now. And we're getting spied on and attacked now. They initiated phase 2. They're going for blood.
It probably wants the Pop-Tart.
You can have it. There you go. Take the Pop-Tart. You can have it.
Jinx.
Oh.
Give me a Diet Coke.
I can hear him.
It's right there. It's on the light.
Okay, you talk to the guest. I'm gonna get the beetle.
We could also talk about, I don't know if you want me to wait, but we could also talk about the extra nights that they added.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
no, don't go that way.
So we can see that there are extra nights that are added into November, which we had, we have not differing, but conflicting feelings about this, because on one hand, we're like, oh, we kind of like when, the last night is on Halloween night, because then it just feels like you're closing out Halloween on Halloween.
I can't get him. He's under the whole shelf.
But at the same time, we kind of were like, well, if Halloween night isn't the last night of the event, then we could, we're going to be in our house. We could, get some candy, pass it out to the trick-or-treaters, and then go to Horror Nights a little bit later, because we really love passing out candy to the trick-or-treaters and stuff. So, but we haven't done that because, well, we've been in apartments, but also we go to Horror Nights on Halloween night. So
yeah, but let's talk about the dates. That's one thing I forgot to mention. The dates got extended from October 31st to November 4th. Where was this in the plan for Horror Nights? Was this always in the plan? Because if this was always in the plan, they would not have said October 31st and we're going to extend it later on. Because even scare actors, they were not notified that they were going to be working until November 4th. And this is where I am very worried. Those last dates, if they can't get them really filled with the scare actors no, we can't do these dates and stuff, then those nights are going to be pretty dang empty when it comes to the cast. And for that to be the last week of Horror Nights where it's just empty, is going to be a little disappointing. So I want to know what the reason was for them to extend it to November 4th. We stated this when the moment those dates were announced for select nights, September 1st to October 31st, and they did not have that Monday before, that October 30th, as an event night, and they just had a standalone Halloween night, I immediately was like, this is going to be a problem. How can you not have Hallows Eve as an HHN night, getting into Halloween, and instead just have it Halloween night, it's a standalone day? I'm like, that's just not right, So it's either they would have to do that Monday and then finish on Tuesday, or like we've stated before, go that Tuesday and end into November, on the weekend, either a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. It seems like they extended the nights to the November 4th, which I want to know why. Why did they do this? This came out of nowhere, to be honest. So
Southridge said, I think it was in the plan, but they wanted to announce it for when Frequent Fear was released to soften the $100 increase. I could see that, but it's like, why wait to announce it unless they added it on later? Maybe they were like, well, we're increasing the price and we know people are going to be pissed about it, so maybe we need to add more days. I don't know.
Yeah, but then now we have the issue of like, okay, now we got to notify our hundreds of scare actors and, you know, house operation, you know, team members and stuff like that. I don't see where the decision came to extend it to November 4th. I think, you know,
Jay said maybe they wanted to make sure people get a chance to experience Stranger Things because it'll be really popular. That was my initial thought, but I don't know. I feel like if that was the case, they would just add more of those like Mondays and Tuesdays like they have in the past.
Yeah,
if they notice like, oh, it's been really busy.
It would have been a lot easier for them to look at the dates from September 1st to October 31st and say like, man, if we really, you know, feel like we need to add more days for guests to experience the event, which I don't think they need to. I think what they had was fine because you're going to start getting into the point where the event starts September 1st. There is no day before September 1st unless you go into August. And I do not want Horror Nights going into August yet. I think they could still explore with as much as they can with September's, October's. I don't want to see what Mickey's Not So Scary is doing here, where they go like early August. It's like, how much further can you keep pushing it? Next thing you know, we're going to be in July and Halloween's going on. I like the fact that it's September and October and that you can have that first weekend in November. But then they can keep it where it's like, we know Wednesday through Sunday we're having Horror Nights. And that's just how it's going to be because you're going to get to a point where, you know, every year you're adding something for the consumer every single year. And then you get to a year where we're like, we have nothing else to add. We've already used as much as we can. And that's what I'm afraid of by them, you know, going too much with the additional updates, you know. So going to November, I'm fine with, but I think that should have been something that was already situated long before and stuff. I think this was a last minute decision. And even if they added dates, it would have been easier to add dates in between the first night and the last night because the scare actors could pick up a night in there since they're already set with Halloween Horror Nights and stuff in their schedules. And it even comes to the point too where, you know, if they know they're not going to have it filled and stuff, people could just keep in mind, oh, that's one of those added dates. Instead of looking at the last week, this is the last week to get Halloween Horror Nights, there's nobody there to really fill in. They're like, dang, man, this is really the way we're going to end it like this. You know, there's a huge difference in doing it in the middle of the event and at the very end of the event, in my opinion. So that's what I got to say. I'm still looking for that beetle. He got out, by the way. Yeah, I saw him. I'm just afraid this guy's going to run right in my face as I'm talking. And then I'm going to destroy the whole scene. It's all done.
Yeah, so, they do put up Christmas decor like really fast, but they can always wait until the last night of Horror Nights and then have the team like get in there like the next night and put it all up, basically. They put the stuff up in Islands of Adventure like in October.
Yeah.
So
even Universal. I know the Wizarding World of Harry Potter over there in Diagon, they usually start getting their Christmas stuff up. And then, I don't know whose bright idea this was. During Horror Nights, somebody from Universal thought it was a good idea to put the Christmas tribute store sign in front of the Halloween Horror Nights sign, like with 2 weeks left to go in Horror Nights. Like they were like, Christmas is coming up.
It was
whoa, pump your brakes.
It was like the advertisement to buy like the little pictures for the tribute store with like Earl the Squirrel on it.
Chris, by the way, said, Chris Dusting said he went to go get juice on that Exterminator. Exterminator. But yeah, I don't know why, like, I don't know. That was not a good call. Weird. Like, that was disrespectful. I love Christmas. That was disrespectful. Like, pipe it. It takes you 5 seconds to put a sign like that up the next day after Horror Nights is done. Pipe it down. So, anyways, here we are, an hour and 24 minutes. We are exactly 1 hour away from breaking the record in the live stream. You feeling good?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
You can go to the bathroom if you want. Okay. Steph's gonna head to the restroom real quick and stuff, and she's gonna turn that light off on her way back. Steph's right now headed to a little bathroom break. When we get the whole show ready in August and stuff like that, we'll also create little commercials for you guys to check out and stuff like that in between. Because we're going to be extending our live streams, hopefully up to 2 to 3 hours on a regular basis. I mean, would you guys be down for that? Like, let me know in the chat. Spam 1 in the chat if you guys like to see a 2 to 3 hour live stream consistently in August for our countdown series, or spam 2 in the chat if you guys would prefer seeing just like our typical 1 to 2 hour live streams. If you guys think that this is the right amount of time for it. What do we want? Do we want longer live streams or do we want shorter live streams? Somebody just said yes. Yes. So you got a lot of ones, got ones. All right, so you guys just don't want to go to sleep, huh? You don't want to stay up? Is that really what you guys want? I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm also dropping the Discord link again. Join the Discord. Make sure you guys join that Discord because we'll be hosting our live stream after party on Discord tonight. I think I've stated that like once before, right? Yeah, and then our friends over in the UK, yeah, I'm sorry. I get that. I'm surprised you guys are able to even stay awake that long, to be honest. Also, what is this? 3s? 4s? You guys want longer? See, I wouldn't mind going like as long as possible. Here's the thing. By the time we get to hour 2, we start having light issues. The lights start dying off. By hour 3, I'm pretty sure everything is going to be dead. So there's going to be no lighting when it comes to being in the studio. I'm hoping that it's just, man, filming equipment is so expensive. It's so expensive. I really want to get to the point where when we have our live streams in August, you know, we're going to have a portion where we have guests come on the show and stuff like that. We have commercials we're going to be filming for like Horror Nights related things, as well as some other things promoting some stuff. Some are going to just be like comedic gags and things like that, that we're going to be posting in the live stream. So we'll have guests on the show. We'll have our own conversations. We'll have announcement talks and things like that typically. And this is all for a countdown to HHN series in August. And the live streams definitely will probably be about 2 to 3 hours long for them. They're going to be bigger. They're going to be longer. And another thing too, I think what we're going to also have when it comes to the live streams, just because there's so much that's going to happen in the month of August for Horror Nights when it comes to construction updates and the announcements and stuff like that, I don't think one live stream is enough. I think we might be upping it to 2 live streams a week where we bring back the Tuesday afternoon live streams, and we'll do Tuesday and Friday. But don't quote me on that. You guys know how I am. I overpromise things a little too much. We just are so behind with the work we have. It's just the house. We're trying to get the house, guys, and they keep pushing it back. Like, we just got our closing letters like 10 days before when we were supposed to actually move in. And the date they had on the closing letter was a completely different date than they told us we're going to move in. So it's been like that. So, but yeah, anyways, waiting for good old friend Steph to come back. Gets lonely without her. But anyways, if you guys are just joining us, we're an hour and 30 minutes in the live stream. We're trying to break that record of 2:23. So we still got just a little under, 56 minutes or something like that left to go until we break the record. I don't know if we'll do it, guys. I really want to, but it all depends on stuff. But if you guys are joining us, we did talk about Stranger Things being announced yesterday for Halloween Horror Nights this year on both coasts. We talked about the Freaking Fear passes coming to the event. I don't know if we actually talked about the reservations. Did we actually get into reservations, guys? I don't think we talked about the reservation stuff. So we'll need to get into the reservations as well if we haven't discussed that. We talked a bit recently, actually, about the event dates and why they extended it, and some of the questions behind that. And then if you guys have any questions when it comes to the Freaking Fear passes or single night tickets and stuff, you guys are more than welcome to drop in the chat. I'll do my best to try to get into the chat. I know Steph usually gets into the chat for you guys and stuff, but we'll also go ahead and get some of those questions for you guys and helping y'all with your tickets, because some things have changed. I know, like our friend right now, Brad, USMC Two Face said disability pass. Yeah, they changed a couple differences. And another thing too, I wanted to bring up that I noticed. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but seems like they updated or changed the costume guideline. It seems like you can actually wear costumes to Universal now. I think, there's such a non-defined line when it comes to like the costume situation and all at Horror Nights and all that stuff, that they updated. So it seems like you can actually wear costumes as long as you don't say like, oh yeah, I'm part of Horror Nights or I'm a team member in a sense. You also can't have a certain height to your costume or a certain width to the costume as well. There's actually a couple of those things that they went and listed. So it seems like people can actually wear like costumes.
Yeah.
Right? Welcome back. Good to have you.
Thanks.
Did you see Hondo upstairs?
I did.
Well, did you notice that he is here?
Oh, yeah?
Everybody, Hondo's in the chat.
Oh. I didn't see that he had a computer.
You didn't?
Phone.
You're not, no? Was he hiding it? Was he looking
suspicious?
So.
A little bit.
Oh, was he? He always does.
Yeah, that's
when we
true.
come in, he's kind of like he's hiding something. We're like, what did you do? and he did nothing. It's just he's like, oh.
Yeah.
He just acts like that sometimes. And then he's got the biggest wiggle butt in the world.
Yeah.
That dog will wiggle so much, his butt ends up spinning himself as he's wiggling.
Yeah,
he
he
can't
hits
control
himself in the face with his tail.
Yeah, and he's crazy. So, hey, Hondo, it's getting past your bedtime. You should be asleep, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll come up there for you, don't worry. So, but yeah, so that's a little bit on the costume guideline. I was just saying, to anybody who came in, hey, what's up? Welcome. I'm going to drop the Discord link again one more time for you guys as a reminder to join our live stream after party in the Discord. But I don't think we talked about the reservations when it comes to the passes.
No.
Do you want to go ahead and briefly discuss that and your opinion on it?
I don't know, I just I heard that too. Briefly read over it, so I don't know a ton about it, but anything with the word reservation on it, I'm like, no, get rid of it. I don't want it.
Yeah, we don't like reservations.
It doesn't really make sense to me. At least Brian was kind of explaining it to me, like he was reading it out. And it doesn't really make sense to me that you have to say what time or what day is going to be the first day that you're attending for a frequent fear pass when it should just be any day. It just doesn't really make sense to me.
The best way that when we were reading it, we were discussing it, they want you to pick the date that you will be attending for the first time with your pass. So if it's October 4th, that's the date they want you to pick. And they say you must attend on that date or after that date. The weird thing though is you could pick technically the first night of the event, September 1st, and attend another time. You can go for your first time in the 20th of September or something like that, because it says it must be that day or any day after it. So why wouldn't anybody pick the first day? Because these are multi-night passes. It's not like you're picking a 4-night pass and you get to choose 4 random nights, but you have to select the first night you're attending, and then you can choose, and then you can attend any other day after that. This is a multi-night pass that all includes the very first night of the event. So if you were like, hey, we're not going to be there until September 20th, and you pick September 20th, now you're limiting yourself from actually going to the event before that date in case anything pops up. We know how plans change, right? If you were like, oh, we can actually go, September, 3rd now. Well, now they won't allow you to because your date that you picked does not give you access until the 20th. Which is weird because the ticket that you're purchasing and paying for gives you access to those dates. So what I was thinking is okay, well, if you were to pick a later date, does that reduce your price in your ticket because you're limiting the actual amount of dates you can actually attend the event? Now, I don't know why they would do this. I know some people were talking about it, that it was supposed to be coincide with the Peacock little promotion they're doing. Yeah. But usually that usually happens when you purchase your ticket, then you get the link to access Peacock right then and there. When we got our Hollywood tickets, I immediately got our 6 months of Peacock right there, even though we already are subscribed to Peacock.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the whole point of this is. And I know there's a couple people, real quick, want to bring this up. there's a couple people that was like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's fine. I think this is great and all. But it's like, this is just the beginning. If they see this working out for them, what could this turn out to? This could definitely turn into a Disney situation with their reservations that there's not a single person on the planet that likes this. And if you like it, you're lying to yourself. You do not like the reservation system. So I don't know why Universal is having you pick a reservation date for it.
I am happy that it's not like Disney's where you need a reservation for each individual day that you're planning on going, because that would be a pain in the butt for us, you know, locals that go every single night. But we have the Pew 2 said data collection for them, in my opinion. I also believe they will start graying out dates. For example, opening weekend on frequent fear passes instead of stopping sales like last year, which I agree with that. But like, is the price going to change or no?
So, yeah. So from our sources and stuff that we have, they said that this is to track crowds, because you get people who purchase the multi-night passes and then they don't attend until like October or something, because it's obviously cheaper for them to do so. So they're looking at it, well, if that's the case, then maybe we can sell more tickets for those sold out nights or things like that to obviously increase the capacity and make more off of it. I get that. That sounds great on paper. In person, that does not work, because you come to these issues of, well, it's like, you know, we bought these multi-night passes and stuff. You know, me and Steph, we're going to go to, you know, Hollywood, let's say, right? We're going to Hollywood the 21st through like the 27th or whatever, to go to Horror Nights out there. We got the multi-night pass. Hold on. Why is this happening? I don't understand that. When you left, it didn't turn on, so that's so weird.
I guess if they have, yeah, I guess they maybe it's, you know, data collection so that if, you know, you have people who buy the frequent fair passes for their like 2-week long trip in like October, but they're buying a frequent fair pass, they don't necessarily, like if those people say we're specifically only going in October, then for September, they can sell that ticket that would technically be reserved for that frequent fair pass to somebody else.
Yes, but then you get to the issue of money. So let me get back to the story I was talking about, right? September 21st to 27th, we're going to Hollywood. If we got the multi-night passes out there in Hollywood, and we're like, okay, cool. And they're like, okay, what's your first date of attending? Oh, we're attending the 21st. That'll be our first night. Oh, I get a phone call, right? Oh, sweet, Steph, guess what? We got approved for the weekend before too off of work. Yeah. We can go one more week to Horror Nights, right? So then we get our books. We get our books. I packed my books. We get our booked reservation extended earlier and stuff like that. But guess what? We can't use our tickets to go to the event because we picked a different date.
Which is why I feel like most people are just going to pick September 1st every day.
Nothing is stopping, because it says you must pick your first date to actually attend, or any date after that. So basically, it's like, okay, I could pick September 1st, but I don't have to show up until October 31st. Yeah,
it's not any cheaper if you only do 2 weeks instead of, every day.
Yeah, so I don't know why they're doing this, and I'm afraid that, they're going to start getting into this where they're like, we're going to start enforcing next year, because people did this. Next year, you have to pick the date that you attend, and the date that you pick, you have to attend that date. And that's going to be a whole issue, because then you get to the part where you have possibly a hurricane come in, it delays time. Now you get reservations pushed back and things like that. It becomes a whole logistic nightmare that I don't think Universal needs to go down that path. I think they need to stay away from it. On top of that, if there are people, for instance, you have the Rush of Fear Pass for September, which is disappointing. They're not doing it for all the nights in September like they've done in the past. They're shortening that up. And we know a couple people that's been affected because of that. But what I wish is they also had an October pass. I would love for them to have a September pass, an October pass, and then you have your overall frequent fear pass. Because we know people that come just for October, but because they come just in October, and even the first weekend of October and stuff like that, which merges with September, they have to get the ultimate frequent fear pass, because it saves them only $10 more compared to getting the single night tickets, but they're spending the utmost amount versus getting the best deal because of the dates that they have selected.
I do think it's likely because in the past, the Russia Fear Pass helped them like sell more tickets because September was slower. It's not necessarily that slow compared to October anymore. Like the last few years, like September has still been pretty busy. But I think that's probably why like they started Russia Fear to begin with so that they could get more people in like in September when they didn't really need to get people in October, but now they don't really need like Russia Fear.
Well, here's the thing. HHN's packed every day.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're like, oh, well,
but
we need to
they're not
fill.
gonna take it away.
Yeah, we need to fill more nights in September. No.
What are you laughing
Chris Dusting said they can't track crowds that way. Single night tickets tracks crowds, which yes, we agree. I have a Russia Fear and I'm going 3 out of the 17 possible nights, and they don't know that the 3 nights I'm going. They actually do. They do know what dates you're going because we might have leaked something out to them. By the way, just give them a heads up. So that's all I was laughing at, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
How you feeling?
Okay. I'm fine.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, an hour and 41 minutes. You know what that means? We're just about 42 minutes away from the record. Now I know you're like, oh, how are we going to get there? But you know, we actually still have a lot more to talk about. Believe it or not.
Okay, then talk about it.
I am. I'm just trying to space it out. Trying to space it out, bro. So let's go ahead. Let's pull something up real quick. We're all over the place. One thing we haven't really talked about. Also, you guys having a good time, by the way? I just want to check. Y'all having a good time? So we got 120 people right now watching. Got 96 likes on the live stream here. We got to get 4 more likes. We're at 100 likes. I know we got a couple people joining Discord. Just as a reminder. What?
Why does everybody keep saying that I look like tired or ready for bed?
I mean, you are tired.
No, I'm not.
Steph's been up this morning. Steph's been working all day. Steph goes to the gym and, you know, she squats like 460,000 pounds.
This is an upper body day today.
Oh, so she bench pressed like 300 pounds. Things like that. So she is tired. It's okay. And then being the mother and father of Hondo
that
is exhausting.
So,
take it away. Go ahead.
I was just going to answer. Desiree asked, do you think character dining is worth it? I think it depends. Last year, it was a new experience. We did it. We did not care for it. But it was... No.
This is what scare actor dining is like.
No. We have to wait and see what it's like this year. I don't think we will buy it before we see like reviews of it.
We won't even buy it this year. I don't care what it is. We won't. We refuse. If they put it in Louis again, no, please don't. Period. I'm gonna say this. I know
last year was not worth it.
I'm over exaggerating, but here's the thing. With the cost of everything else right now, I don't think Scare Actor Dining has a value like other add-ons do. In past years, and we did Scare Actor Dining last year because it was our first year of actually trying to do it. And we've only seen videos from past years that I'm like, oh man, like we need to do Scare Actor Dining. They're bringing it back. Monsters Cafe was the perfect location for such thing. Louis is not. They also had a lot of logistic issues with Scare Actor Dining last year. They also lost one of our tickets for Scare Actor Dining. Like when we gave it to them and stuff, they lost it. So they didn't even allow us to get photos with the characters. They said, do you have your ticket? We're like, no, we gave it to you guys at the front. You took it from us. And then they were like, well, you need to go back and go get it. So we're like, okay, all right, we'll go back and get it. And then we went back to get it, and they're like, no, we don't know where the ticket's at. So we're like, are we allowed to take photos with the characters then? Like, we're eating right there and stuff. And they said, unfortunately, you guys are not. So it's like, so we're the only table here that's not allowed to take photos of the scare actors and stuff. And they said, yep.
Yeah, they were basically just like, yeah, we don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like we can't help you. So I was like, okay. So I was like, which we're not big on getting photos with characters anyways. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But it just, like, I wanted a picture with like the mummy or like Michael with, you know, with my fiance and stuff. So I was like, that was kind of bummer. The food is not bad. I think the food's decent, you know, it's decent. It's nothing crazy. It's good. But the problem is like there's a lot of logistic nightmares when it came in. We also asked for the purpose of people who don't have admission to the park and only have Horror Nights. We're like, what did they do to try to get here? We got 4 different answers. Like, oh, they're supposed to go here. Oh, they're supposed to go to the City Walk team members and have the City Walk team members escort them to the park, then have the park members escort them back. There were so many like logistic like issues they didn't have, and we didn't do Scare Actor Dining the first weekend. We waited to do Scare Actor Dining, I think the 2nd or 3rd weekend. So they've already had a couple nights in their belt and stuff. For the price that we paid, I'm like, man, I would have rather put that on like Express Pass or a Scream Early ticket and things like that. So
if you really love like character dining experiences, maybe, or if you really like theme park buffets, maybe, but we didn't think it was worth it for the price.
No.
Not last year. I also didn't really care for the characters that they had like meeting and greeting because they were just like from the original houses. They were,
But it was also like, I think there was only one character, because we only had 3 characters that came up to us, and only one of them was actually able to interact with us and talk with us. The other ones, they didn't talk. You know, they just kind of looked around and like left. So it's kind of like, I want some verbal interaction in a sense and all to get into the story, and there really wasn't that. So just Louis, there wasn't really a theme to put in there. You know, they kind of try to put something together with, I mean, what they can, you know, like
it was
Louis is a daytime operation as well.
It's just a very expensive buffet.
Yeah. So my word is no, I wouldn't do Scare Actor Dining. I would rather put that money towards something else in your vacation. But, you know, if you guys can budget for it and you guys really want to do it, then go for it, because it might be better this year and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to not do something because I'm not a fan of it.
We didn't have a great experience,
Yeah, like, because we didn't have a great experience doesn't mean you guys won't. So,
right.
You know, that's up to you guys. We're just giving you guys like, hey, this is how we felt about it. We probably won't do it again unless they could really step it up and make it worth us spending the money for such things.
Yeah. I think it would have been really cool. I think it would have been worth it if it was at Monsters and they had like the monsters or the icons meeting and they could actually like talk to you. Last year was just not it.
Yeah,
and I think they were still probably trying to figure out how to make Louis work. And I don't know that it will.
Yeah. I really don't know what they're going to do with Scare Actor Dining in the future, to be honest. So, and then we're getting a question. Do y'all know how Scream Early Ticket entirely works? Yes, we do.
That's it.
Do you want us to tell you? So Scream Early Ticket, right? The Scream Early Ticket, what it does is, you know, for the one in Orlando, it's $40, right? You purchase the Scream Early Ticket and it gives you access into Universal up to 3 p.m., right? No earlier than 3 p.m. It gets you access to get into Universal from 3 p.m. This allows you to do anything that Universal has during their daytime operations. So you can do rides, you can do the shows, whatever's available, eat, drink, whatever, right? Starting at 3 p.m. But its purpose is to get you in the park because you don't have a daytime ticket or an annual pass. So you don't have access to their regular park hours. If you only have an HHN ticket, you can only go into the events when it opens at 6:30 or so, whenever it opens up, right? So you can't even get in. But if you have the Scream Early ticket, right, that allows people who don't have access to the daytime park in like early access into the park by 3 p.m. So you can do whatever you want, but that gives you the purpose of using it for a Stay and Scream location. So have a plan of which Stay and Scream location you want to use, because that ticket gets you into the park, and then you go to a Stay and Scream location. There goes the light. We lost the light. We're losing the lights now.
You can't even see me.
Stuff's all darkened out. We could use we can get one of the light ones and open up there if we want. Like, now we're gonna turn that off. Guys, can we get RIP battery in the chat? Do the one behind it, yeah. And then I would put it like, yeah, on the desk. There you go. That works out. We have a backup plan, guys. We're going till the break of dawn, people. RIP battery. All right. So the Scream Early ticket gets you access into Universal by 3 p.m. But then you would actually go to a Stay and Scream location and use your Horror Nights ticket to scan into a Stay and Scream location, where that's a holding area for you guys to wait until they let you out into the event for Halloween Horror Nights. And you guys usually always get early access to things before the regular crowds, because usually at 5:30, 5:45, they usually open up the Stay and Scream locations to the park. And usually there's no scare actors out for the scare zones. What are you laughing at? You're throwing me off.
Sorry.
What do you got?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, what do you got? I want to know.
Chris, I suggest whatever Stay and Scream is closest to Nightmare Fuel 3, Hotties and Dead Bodies.
Hotties and Dead Bodies. That's actually, it's a good title.
Goodness.
Nightmare Fuel 3, Hotties and Dead Bodies. Hotties and Bodies.
The one he said earlier was Leather and Lace.
My man loves Nightmare Fuel. All right. Yeah, Zach said thanks. Just needed clarification about its description, doesn't. Yeah, the description is a little vague when it comes to that. But we will be doing a video explaining all that.
Someone also asked, do the regular daytime park hours change on HHN nights? Yes, they close early. So,
5 p.m.
Yeah.
Every single HHN night, usually the park will be closed by 5 p.m. And this is for Universal only, not Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure in past usually closes 10, 9 p.m., sometimes 6 p.m. It all depends. Check, Universal, the app or website. It'll give you more details for that. But every single night of an HHN night, it will close at 5 p.m. for Universal, because they have to obviously get it prepped, get all the crowds out, the regular daytime crowds out, so they can set up for Horror Nights that night.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then Philip's question, which is the tribute store this year. What location? Were you about to talk about something else?
Yeah, I had another.
Pulling something else?
Yeah, I was going to pull something up. Oh, go ahead. That's a good thing. Pull up. I'm out of water, by the way.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to be, it's probably going to be in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, they're going to set it up for Hollywood, it seems like, this year.
Yeah.
If you even looked at last year's tribute store, they had a little piece in there that was talking about the tribute store moving company, right? And it seems like they're moving it to Hollywood. And obviously we've had the Mardi Gras one there. What else do we have? The Jurassic Park one currently. And then it seems like we're going to have the tribute store open on August 30th for annual pass holders. Might be an annual pass preview. So August 30th, that day will be annual pass previews for the tribute store. And it seems like they're planning it to be in Hollywood. I do think that by the end of July, the Jurassic Park tribute store will start to close into August, and then they close it for 2-3 weeks, and then the Horror Nights tribute store will start taking shape and forming up there. And I think it's going to be in Hollywood, which I want it in New York, just because the Hollywood tribute store is so small.
Yeah,
it is so small. And imagine Horror Nights crowds going through the tribute store. That's going to be chaotic.
Yeah,
that's going to be a chaotic situation. So
even in the one in New York, that it was crowded all the time. So I can't even imagine this one. There's going to be a line all the way down Hollywood for it.
Yeah,
and then having it exit right by Mel's, and we know Mel's can sometimes get a little crowded too, so it's just
here's the thing, I know the logistics of the park, and I know why they're doing it with the layout. And this is, I told you, the number one thing I feared about this year's Horror Nights is the layout, the logistics of everything in the park. And the tribute store was one of those top priorities for me, that I was like, I don't want it in Hollywood. When we've had it in New York, one, it was great in New York. Look how big they were able to make it, right, in New York. But one thing about it, with it being in New York, that spot, when you stood in front of the tribute store, right? Let's use last year as an example, right? Sweet's Revenge, right? That spot is special, in my opinion, when it comes to Horror Nights, because when you stand there, you have the tribute store behind you, right? You have the whole scare zone right here going on. Then you have the houses right here. You have 2-3 houses to your right over here. Down the way, you can see Rip Ride Rocket. You have another house right there. You're this is the epicenter of like Halloween Horror Nights. Like everything is going on right here, you know? And the way I think of it, it's like, man, further back there, you got more scare zones, you got shows, you got more houses and stuff. Over here, you got a couple more scare zones and houses over here. You got the arches and stuff. Like being in that spot is the most immersed that you can possibly be when it comes to Horror Nights. Without the tribute store now, that seems like it's taking that whole wall area away now. And obviously, I've been to Horror Nights when the tribute store wasn't a thing and it wasn't there. And it's still fine. It's still going to be great. But that tribute store just added so much more to it. And because of where that tribute store let out in that back area was perfect for letting guests out. So it's not so clustered with the entrance and exit in a sense. So
yeah, it's just going to feel like naked unless they put something there that has to do with the street.
Yeah,
it's going to feel like just empty.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys like the tribute store to be in? Do you like the idea of it being in Hollywood or New York better? Obviously, we've never had the Horror Nights tribute store in Hollywood before, but from the past two that we've had, let us know in the chat. Are you guys down for a tribute store in New York or Hollywood?
I also feel like I don't know if this is just my perception, but I feel like the building for the facade in New York is much taller than the one in Hollywood. So the facade in Hollywood feels smaller. And I don't know if that's just there
is a bit of forced perspective to that. Because in New York, it's far down the way, so you can see the elevation and scale. Where in Hollywood, you don't get that depth. But even then, like remember the HHN30 tribute store? When it was that whole house, that mansion building or whatever and stuff, that was a large facade.
And it also might be because the Jurassic Park one right now is very like there's a lot of greenery and like things like that just make it feel kind of crowded. What?
Chris, somebody's got to put a freaking leash on this guy.
Yes, it feels. I think that the building's going to look naked.
But see, here's the thing. Going into the chat right now, there's not a single Hollywood. Everybody says New York. Now, I know why they moved the tribute stores, and it's because where the tribute store was in New York is the queue line for Mummy. That's the extended queue line for Mummy and stuff. But I haven't seen them really needing to use it. Have you? I haven't seen them needing to use it. I did hate the fact that they had all those stanchions in the front of Mummy. I will say I did not enjoy that. I like that openness that they have up to Mummy, but I haven't seen them yet need the use of exterior besides what they already have for the queue line.
Because they have those extra rooms.
They haven't used it. That's what I'm stating.
You know that they haven't used those extra rooms?
I don't know. But what I say is 100% factual now. At least tonight it is. So I haven't really seen them need to use it in a sense. And I know that is for extended queue and all, but I just feel like it benefits more with Horror Nights than the other tribute stores, at least. Where I feel like that is the best place for it. And usually September and October are lower crowds in the park during the day anyways. So I don't feel like they need an extended queue line for Mummy during the regular park hours. So that'd be perfect just to use it for Horror Nights. And then for the other ones, they can put it in Hollywood, if that makes sense. And then if they need to, with the holiday crowds coming in, they can have the extended queue line back up where the tribute store comes down in New York. Yeah. So I get why they opened it, because Mummy needed the potential for a queue line, but I don't think that outweighs what the tribute store brings in New York compared to what we have in Hollywood right now. So
yes, we'll see.
But like I said, there's not a single Hollywood one right now, and it's kind of unfortunate. Or is there one right here? Did I miss one? Hold up. Let me make sure. Yeah, we'll see. Some people saying, a lot of people think that the Hollywood is just going to be very crowded because of the vamp scare zone potentially on the speculation map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, that street is so much smaller too than the New York street. So like, if you have a line coming out of the tribute store, people can't go up on the sidewalk, and then you have props in the street. Like, it's going to get very like bottlenecked.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I forgot to mention this, but when they had that little tease of the tribute store moving company packing things up from New York to Hollywood, you know, we're like, okay, it's going to go from inside the park, New York, to Hollywood. I also thought they were using a play on words and saying that Universal Hollywood was also going to get a tribute store for Horror Nights.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping they really meant versus actually moving it to Hollywood in the park.
Zach said San Fran tribute store just to be different. They just get rid of Fast and Furious and make it a huge tribute store.
I've always said, like, I wonder what is the potential of them doing a Fast and Furious overlay for Halloween Horror Nights, where you can board the bus and it's like a Halloween Horror Nights experience. So it's an actual attraction, like a ride. Because, like, for instance, you got our folks out on the West Coast in Hollywood, they get the terror tram.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a ride in a sense, even though really it just takes you to the place to walk. But how cool would it be if the Fast and Furious location changed to where it's like the terror tram, the terror bus or whatever, and they change all like the screens to do something. They have scare actors roaming around and stuff like that, and they could create an experience in the ride.
That could be cool.
That would give us a reason to go in Fast and Furious.
I think there might be some theming in there that... It's the beetle. It's going towards the lights.
I can't help it.
But there might be some theming in there that wouldn't really make sense, that they can't like change or move. But I don't know. That would be a good use of it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. What? Is he close?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Oh, I see him. Is that him?
Yeah.
On the wall? Buddy, just relax. It's okay. You're not gonna be able to go through the wall. Oh. Let me get him.
Yeah, I-4 is...
Oh, where'd he go?
Is Orlando's terror tram.
It's up there. It's falling. Oh.
He's gonna fly away once you go over there.
Come here, buddy. No. I got it.
Put him out the door.
Oh, he is fighting.
Just throw him out there.
No, I'm gonna put him outside. I'll be back. He's free.
Yeah, I don't know why last year the Simpsons ride was like... I think it was like sometimes open, sometimes closed. It was very weird. I think it was probably a staffing thing. Don't be a Fast and Furious hater.
Artemis.
Even Honda
By the way, this
likes
is
Fast and Furious.
the official dolphin of
Hornets
HHN.
dolphin.
The official HHN dolphin, Artemis. Welcome back with the 1999. Don't be a Fast and Furious hater. Even Hondo likes Fast and Furious. Did Hondo say that? Well, I'm gonna get on Hondo if he said that. Where did Hondo say this? Artemis, thank you for the 1999. Appreciate it.
Which soundstage do you think Stranger Things will be located in?
Back corner.
Which corner?
Left. I don't know. I forgot the name of the soundstage, just to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't
Probably the queue line that is right in front of the stage.
See, I personally think it's going to go in the soundstage it was in for 2019, which was not used last year for a house. So, and if that's the case, maybe we get 11 houses this year. It's possible. It is possible. But I do want to. What was I going to say? I was going to mention something. Do you remember what I was going to think of saying?
No.
Oh no. Why not? Oh, why not?
The same one where Poltergeist was?
No.
No, because that would be Chupacabra.
Yeah, no. Stranger Things 2019 was in its own soundstage closer to Islands of Adventure. So yeah.
Fred, they actually do like recordings, like they film stuff in some of them sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean they're actively using the sound stages.
Not like super often, but they do. I mean,
there's a lot of sound stages, so
yeah, they're not using all of them all the time. They also use some of the sound stages for like, they use them for like break spaces, for like the parades, and for, I'm trying to think, for like holiday parade and Mardi Gras and stuff. They use them for break spaces because
special events too.
Special events like the marquee events, they'll use them for those.
Also, we're getting a question again from Philip asking about, could they do a massive house in Blue Man Group building? And no, I don't think they ever will, because that is still an active stage that they do for the Grinchmas special that they have for the holidays, which is right after Horror Nights.
They use it for corporate events too. And
they also have that for the Behind the Screams tour. That's usually where you meet up with your tour guide and all that stuff, and they all depart from the Blue Man Group over. So they won't actually have that as a house location. That would be cool though. But I think it would even be better if we can have an actual show in that location. And I think we need a magic show. I think if we can get an illusion and a magic show,
like a dark one,
in Blue Man Group with nice little seats and AC and everything. You use that. You have a show right up there at the front. Then you get like Nightmare Fuel in the show in the back. So now you have these shows in opposite parts. You have houses throughout the middle and scare zones within that. That to me seems like a well-balanced park.
Okay, Soundstage 25 was... No, I'm saying okay because someone answered it. Soundstage 25 was where Poltergeist and then Stranger Things in 2019 were.
Poltergeist was 2018, not 2019.
Yeah, exactly. Poltergeist. Yes. Poltergeist was used in 2018, and then Stranger Things 2019 were both in Soundstage 25. Not the same year.
Check that.
Yeah, Chris, what show do you want to see at HHN? Brian said a magic show.
I would love to see like a dark illusion show. Yeah, Soundstage 25. That's the location. Well, yeah. Why does that look?
Yeah, and they haven't used it since 2019.
Why does it look so backwards? So, also Tyler saying you should know 25. No, because I was in B108. I was on the other side of the park, complete other side. But yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours and 8 minutes. We're literally
25, not 28.
I'm talking about the year. It was B108.
Oh, Soundstage 25.
Yeah. We're getting numbers here, folks. To bring more numbers to you, we gotta. Never mind. Scratch that. Steph's gonna say something.
Fred said like Carnival of Carnage, kind of like a hack and slash type of show. I would like that, but like a magic show. So like a magic show, but it's like really like dark and twisted.
Like dark magic.
Not like.
Yeah, it's like
a magic
wicked
show.
Dark.
Wicked dark.
Wicked dark.
Wicked dark.
Like we get something like that. That'll be where you're just like, I should not be watching this stuff. Like this is bad. Like you get.
Do you want to know like? Do you guys want to know like a funny story that I just remembered when you said that? When I was little.
You asked them. You're not going to wait till they answer.
When I was little, I was really into magic, and I went and saw a magic show. And in the magic show, they had the assistant kind of go in like. I think she went into like a box, and she had like her hands and her head and her feet out. But then the guy like twisted the box around and they opened it and her like insides were, or like her torso was all like twisted. And when I was little, that traumatized me. That was terrifying to see. So yeah, stuff like that.
That would be cool though. I would like to see the illusions and things like that. Like for instance, Nightmare Fuel. when the first one came out in HHN30, when they had that little quick swap, that little illusion and stuff like that. Like, I was like, when we first saw that show and they had that moment, I was like, whoa. I was like, this is going to be cool, right? And the show was still good. But I was like, man, I want to see a magic show, like a Halloween-themed dark magic show. Like, that'd be really freaking cool. I'd love to see that. I would even love to see the horror makeup show. You know, what would be really cool, and you can ask Steph, I have a book, guys, upstairs of listed of all these ideas and blueprints of things for Horror Nights I'd love to see. And I would love to even see, like, the Halloween horror makeup show. Not the one that they have currently in the park, but something where on select nights, and this is really a treat for your locals, the creative team's going to be there on select nights for like a special showing, you know, one night at, you know, 2 different, you know, special showings where they talk about the process of creating certain houses at that year's event and maybe show some of the characters and some of the behind the scenes stuff. So you're not getting a show, but you're getting more of the informative part of how we were able to bring, let's say, Oddfellow. What is his story? How we were able to bring him to life? Because then you get the people who don't really know much about Oddfellow to sit down and watch that. It's still Horror Nights theme. And they're like, oh, like, that's really cool. Like, oh, I didn't know that or whatever. That's how you build, like, true fans of the event, by doing things like that get to know the ins and outs and the behind, you know, the magic kind of moments for all this stuff with Halloween Horror Nights. I think that'd be really neat for them to do that. And they could do that in, like, animal actors. So you can do animal actors there. With that show, you know, get them, sit it down right there in the panel, have the crowd and all there. And you have the magic show and the Blue Man Group, have that all set up like that. And then you go ahead and have the Nightmare Field show, and then you got the Lagoon show. Now we're up to 4 shows at Halloween Horror Nights.
Javier said Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show would be cool, because I know your dad would love that.
Would you love that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Brian loves Rocky Horror.
Do the time up again. But everybody's got to get up. When it's like, and you go to the left or something like that, right?
Keep going.
I don't know, something like that. Shout out to Woody. I know he's watching. I know he's probably he's probably cackling right now.
Yeah, and they used to do that at HHN. They used to have Rocky Horror. I never got to see it, but
yeah. See, and then Javier said, bring back Marathon Mayhem. Yeah, I'd love to see a Lagoon show come back. If we can get a Lagoon show, Nightmare Fuel over at the old Fear Factor stage, a magic show in Blue Man, and then like a panel. I would like a creative panel on select nights at the Animal Actor stage. That would be awesome. Because like those nights right there, those would be highly sought out nights by your frequent Fear passes, your locals. You're like, we got to go see that. So that's an easy way for Horror Nights to be like, hey, we know these nights are going to be our slower nights. If we want to pick it up, creative team's going to be there to discuss some things we have planned out. Boom. Locals are back in. Attendance is back up in the roof and stuff. Food purchases, drink purchases, all that is increasing again. So
yeah, I also
excuse me,
Shanna, I also really missed the Beetlejuice Graveyard Review. That was such a good show. I wish that they brought that back.
Yeah. Also, one of our members over here, the Fright Club, Legion of Doom, but they 5.
Any idea/thoughts on what the jungle scare zone might be from the spec map? I don't know.
So, hey guys, good seeing you. Long time no see. So actually, yesterday, Steph and I, we went to Universal after we got all of our work done. We were able to go to Universal and we walked around the scare zones and we went through Central Park, which is the alleged speculated jungle theme. We don't really know exactly what it is, right?
I don't know what it is.
But what's really cool though is when you walk in, you know, they have the light trucing on the sides outside of the little fenced area along the path. You have those trucings that are kind of stripped around, and they actually have some heavy cables going across. And I was telling Steph, I was like, this would be really cool because they can hang some like heavy lighting equipment off of these cables and stuff. And they could also like, you know, put like vines and things like that. So they can have this very themed. And I was telling Steph as we were walking through, I was telling Stephanie, he's like, how awesome is this going to be when you're walking up and you got this tribal, like, like little vibe to it. You got the lights hanging down and these vines and all that stuff, and it's eerie and it's very overgrown. I think that could be a really neat area, because one thing that I liked about Central Park is the fact that it's the only scare zone in Universal that they can actually make it overgrown above you and around you. Like you can feel like you're walking through the brush and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the only place they can do that, and I feel like this would be perfect for a jungle themed scare zone if they really make it thick and heavy, where if I'm standing in Hollywood and I'm looking ahead into Central Park, I can't see the other side. I'm like, oh my gosh, like is that just a wall of like trees and bush and vines? I see people walking around and stuff, and the closer you get, you realize it's like a tunnel of just jungle until you get around the bend, and then you see the other side. I think that'd be a neat addition to have.
Yeah.
What did they say with the panel at Spooky Empire? More sticks.
Yeah, more sticks.
Right, more sticks. So Legion of Doom, thanks for the 5, by the way. Am I cutting you off?
No. Brad is calling me out on yawning, but yeah, that was my first thought. Is like it's the same zone that they had. What was that zone called? The Terror Queens.
Yeah, Terror Queens.
No, what was the zone called?
Oh,
it was just the Terror Queen.
No,
Gorwood Forest.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
See, somebody knows.
But yeah, that was my first thought too. Is like it kind of just sounds like Gorwood Forest, but maybe without like monsters. Maybe more so either animals, or I know Zach said like cannibals, kind of like some sort of like tribe. I don't know if that would technically be like kind of insensitive.
Well, I got some for y'all.
I don't know.
I got some for y'all. What's the matter? The CIA's got you pushing too many pins.
Brian wants like Predator.
Put Predator there, man. Get Dutch running around. You know, get Predator and all that stuff. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, like Tyler said, I think we talked about this last week. Amazon Cannibals from Planet Health. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Anything that has to do with Slaughter Cinema.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Oh yeah, Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah.
There's a couple of things they could do in that area. I want them to, where in Gorwood Forest they lacked on, I want them with this one to really just fill it up. Like, I do not want to see the other side when I'm walking into that scare zone. I want it to feel like I'm walking through a jungle. If it is obviously a jungle theme. But
is Predator 20th Century Fox? You just watched it, so do you remember?
I don't remember.
Was it?
I don't remember.
Because Southridge said that Disney owns the rights.
Yeah, Disney does.
Oh, okay.
No, we said this before, and Southridge said the same thing. I don't care, Southridge. I don't care. Okay? Disney seems like they're selling a lot of things off right now. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm also really excited for that, like, this Krampus.
Disney has acquired the full rights to Predator. So,
I'm really excited for like that, like either Dark Christmas or like Krampus. If that's what that is, I'm excited for that. Granted, those horns could just be like ram horns, and it could be another like witch cult type thing, like satanic type thing. But a lot of people are saying it's Krampus, and if it is, I'm really excited for that.
Hey, by the way, what's up, Jack? Good hearing from you. It's been a while. Yeah, like, I think, like, if we had, you get Krampus in San Francisco, which is all winter themed, and then you get the jungle in the other side of the park being on Central Park, you have these two completely different elements and environments to be immersed in. I think that'd be really neat to have. And then you got Vamp, 69 and stuff. That's another completely different vibe.
So excited for that.
And then the Zodiac. So, oh my gosh. I'm not going to lie, guys. I love Vamps. But if the Zodiac, this speculated map, right, with the Zodiac signs, if it is that one that was in Singapore, if that's exactly what it is, I think I'm going to be more excited for that than any scare zone. It might even compete against Vamp 85. It will never win because of 80s music, but
I don't think it'll be just like that, but
green lightsabers down. We're also 4 minutes away. We're 4 minutes away, guys.
What'd you just say?
I almost said we're fucking 4 minutes away.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Demonetized.
4 minutes away, guys. from Breaking the Record, by the way. So shout out.
Yeah.
We're at 104 people watching currently right now. Somehow you guys are making it live, unless you are just now joining us. But 107 likes. Can we get 110 likes for demonetization, please?
Yeah, I would love to see an original Krampus house. Like, I know the Krampus house that they did before was based on the movie, but I would love to see like an original one based on like just the folklore.
Unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it. Do I gotta get Me6? No. Keep Me6 on Discord. Our man's busy.
We're gonna start hearing about tacos.
Yeah, right. Some galleon tacos or whatever. I wish we had like a man. I didn't think of this. Like a little countdown as we come down to like the last like 30 seconds. We put it on the screen and
like it's New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year. And then the live stream really starts. What is it? What was
Goodness.
What did Christos Singh say? Nightmare Fuel 3.
Yeah.
Something in bodies.
Bodies and dead bodies.
Bodies and dead bodies. Right.
I also am interested with this Vamp 69 scare zone. If it's going, I know a lot of people are like thinking about, oh, what were like the pop icons or the artists from like that era. But remember, like 55 had nothing to do with
any
like
celebrities icon thing.
Yeah.
It was basically the tropes of like high school.
Yeah, so it could be something completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, The Ruins. Ever heard of that? The movie The Ruins? Team Randall said the jungle could be like that with the living vines and victims screaming from the sides. That'd be cool. See, I would love something like that where the jungle is alive itself, you know? Like, it's not like an animorphic, it's the jungle itself. And people fall victim to the vines and stuff like that.
I think people are scarier. Like, if we're relating it to like movies like The Green Inferno, that would be terrible.
Stop it. Right now.
Could be sci-fi based on the Apollo mission.
Ooh. See, I love sci-fi. I mean, hence Predator. I mean, Predator's sci-fi.
Yeah, like Seeds of Extinction would be kind of like what you're saying.
Seeds of Extinction would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down for Seeds of Extinction. But if we're picking a past house, I don't want Seeds of Extinction because Descendants of Destruction was kind of like something from Seeds. I would rather do the one you said from Slaughter Cinema. I would like to see that because it seems like we've had a couple mentions about Slaughter Cinema for this year.
Yeah.
What's up?
Horfiend said, plot twist, it's a little shop of horrors scare zone. Could you imagine that? Although, like, what is its name? Audrey 2?
Yeah.
Like, all of those, like...
That'd be cool.
But they're, like, puppets.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors is cool. That was actually the first movie Steph and I ever watched together in a drive-in movie theater. We watched Little Shop of Horrors and then Gremlins, double feature.
I fell asleep during Gremlins.
Yeah, disappointed me because that's the one I was looking forward to.
That's a long time to sit in a car. I fall asleep after like 20 minutes in a car, so...
Yep. Right. I was bummed out. We also did it for July 4th. Yeah. That's what we did for July 4th. We went to a drive-in theater nearby, and we watched Little Shop of Horrors and
because
Gremlins.
it was 2020, so there was nothing going on. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. We should do it again. I'd like to do that again.
Okay.
Maybe go watch, like, something spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We have just officially broke our live stream record. We're at 2 hours and 24 minutes. We've lost one light, one lightsaber, a Stephanie bathroom break we had. We also had a Pop-Tart. We've had a beetle fly around. This light, for some reason, keeps turning on.
I don't know why.
And it needs to stop.
And one F-bomb.
Like a 1.5 F-bomb
yes,
in there.
1.5.
1.5 F-bomb in there. But if you guys are just joining us, why? So we've talked about Stranger Things being announced. It's coming to the event. This event's looking like it's going to be a very sharp one, guys. The only thing we're worried about is logistic layouts and things like that. We've also talked about the multi-night passes coming to the event. Are you going to cut in? Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm just reading the comments. Horrorfiend said,
there she is.
I feel like watching an episode of Stranger Things in a drive-in would be such a vibe. I agree with that.
That'd be really cool. But like season one in a drive-in.
Yeah.
But even season 3.
Season 3 because it's like summer.
Yeah, season 3. But yeah, and we talked about the dates being extended from October 31st to November 4th now. That's when they're closing the event out. And then,
sorry, Coaster Thrills said with that like summer camp house,
ooh,
the smell of s'mores or like a campfire. Ooh, I like that.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Do we know what they're going to do at Cabana Bay? What do we think the pop-up's going to be? Do you think it'll be Stranger Things, The Last of Us, or Monsters?
I actually have the answer, but I'm not going to tell you guys. But maybe.
They've done Stranger Things at the pop-up before.
Maybe.
And Monsters.
Maybe.
Though. So maybe The Last of Us.
Maybe. I post our Discord.
Want me to stop talking?
Maybe I post our Discord link in the chat. And if you guys want to join us in the after party that we're about to shortly jump into, we can talk about those details. As well as one thing we did not actually talk about in tonight's live stream, we didn't talk about the announcement video at all. Did you realize that?
The what?
The announcement video that Hornets made. We didn't break that down. Why? Because in tonight's live stream after party that we're hosting on Discord, we're actually going to talk about, that's going to be one of the main things we talk about, is the announcement video itself and the direction of the next announcement, what it can mean for our characters. We still have that symbol being popped up. Excuse me, some of the Easter eggs in there and stuff. We'll be discussing that in the after party, as well as, of course, Stranger Things coming to the event and stuff, getting to talk with all of you guys. So super exciting. And some other things. There's some other things in there too we haven't mentioned. What's up?
Chris, you know I'm always there. I just might not be talking because I don't want to like hear myself and then hear myself on like Brian's phone because he's sitting right next to me. So I just don't talk. I just listen. And
then most of the time she passes out about 20 minutes in. And then we go on for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then I need to go finish work.
Also,
and then I finish work and I'm like, all right, I'm about to go to bed. And I'm getting a message that people are still on the Discord at 3 a.m.
Also, I did forget about Chucky potentially being the like IP for the little pop-up. And I could definitely see them doing that.
I hope not.
But it seems like they have also forgotten about Chucky, so maybe not. I think it'll be The Last of Us. That's my bet.
Yeah. Now, my thing, I know they didn't forget about Chucky, but I think they announced Chucky when they did last year during Halloween because they already had this plan with, you know, the Sci-Fi Today show and all that stuff. They already had this planned out, and I think it was to draw in a crowd at the time while their second season was currently going on. So they wanted to actively promote people to go and watch it because it was going to be at Hornets. I think that's why they announced it when they did, and they use it as an excuse. Is like, you know, you can't complain that we don't announce things early. We announced it on Halloween. I know it's like June, and we haven't announced a single thing since, but we have Chucky. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hey, Tom and Nikki, what do you mean? Are you messaging Tom and Nikki?
Yeah, they said.
Wait, no, hold up. What are you guys still doing? You guys, like, the sun's about to rise for you guys. Like, they're still here. Shout out to our friends out in the UK, guys. Tom and Nikki, Team Randall. Fright Club members.
They said somebody needs to take meeting minutes for during the after party. So they can go back, like, minutes, like the overview. So somebody can go back and, like, read the notes. Like cliff notes of what.
Oh, for the Discord?
Yeah, like during the after party. So if you can't make the after party, you can just like go read the minutes.
That's a good idea. Two-Face.
Oh, or recording, yeah. If you
Two-Face,
could do
you get
like a recording to post after.
Probably won't do recording. I just honestly don't know how to do the recording, but I think we could do something along the lines of kind of like notes, like a little summary in a sense. We could probably try to do that.
If anybody wants to.
That's a Two-Face question right there.
He's like, no. God.
So.
God, no. Please.
No! No! So, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1, congratulations. 2 hours and 30 minutes in the live stream, keeping the record going. We're actually going to be getting ready to call it a night here any second now because we don't want to go too far because when we get into August, we're going to have so much more. I want to keep breaking this so-called record so we have something exclusive, right? But yeah, so I'm going to drop in the Discord real quick, or in the Discord. I'm going to drop in the chat real quick. Some of these
we'll be doing
here,
the HHN.
if you guys
versus 29 live stream in August.
that'll be in mid to late August.
It's still August.
Yeah, that'll be mid to late August. So the HHN28-29 live stream, that's in August. That's part of our countdown to HHN series. We have our Never Go Alone explanation video. That's going to be in August. We have a couple of announcements that'll be in August as well. We have some of our live streams. We'll be doing 2 a week. Some of them will be 2 to 3 hours long. Maybe one of them is going to be 3+ hours. We have a couple of guests coming onto the show. We're also
Good night, everybody.
This is the last time. How many times have I gotten up? Can somebody put in the chat how many times I've gotten out of this chair to turn the light off?
Too many.
And we are getting some guests on the show. I know we're going to try to get our friends over from Southridge over. We also will have a live stream where a portion of it we're going to be promoting Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. If you guys don't follow Sir Henry's, check them out on Instagram. They seem like they have one heck of an event coming this year. Like, I'm truthfully excited. I'm not saying this just to say, like, this is one of those things where, like, this is an event we don't really follow up like we do Horror Nights, where we're literally Horror Nights 24/7. This is the only event outside of Horror Nights that we actually follow. And it's what they have working on over there. We've been seeing the construction. We've been over there with the team from Southbridge doing some filming and stuff like that. So we've gotten to see the construction going up, and it looks exciting. Like, they seem to have something very special working out over there. So we'll be doing a live stream where we kind of promote them as well in August. That's going to come up. And if the Phantom of the Opera wants to make an appearance with Dracula here, we might have a Phantom and Drag live stream as well to talk about scare acting at Horror Nights. I know
Sans Stephanie.
And the Bride of Drag.
No, I mean, I won't be there.
Yeah, you will.
Oh.
Why not?
I'm just kidding. Because you just said Drac and Phantom.
No, like, you'll be there. Don't worry. You'll sit next to me. And then we'll have one. I know one of the biggest questions that we constantly get is like, "Oh, Brian and stuff, what it was like scare acting at Horror Nights and stuff." And we've been getting that for years. I think we might do a live stream this August, diving into that and talking to past scare actors. So, a lot planned, a lot coming in, and we have a couple videos that we need to get into still. So, a lot of work coming up. But hey, it's that time of year. It's that season now. You know, we got Stranger Things last night. We're picking up the gears. We know more announcements are just around the corner. We can see physical construction happening in the park. So before we end it, just a little quick word, thank you to all of you guys. This is the longest live stream we've ever done. You guys hanging out with us and stuff, all the likes, the comments, the donations, the Fright Club members, and everything, even joining the Discord and stuff. It means a lot to us. And I just want to let you guys know, like, enjoy this moment. I know Horror Nights is not here yet, and I'm going to probably say this from every single video on till opening night. Enjoy this moment. I know this announcement season's been dry, and we've been wanting something, but the time has been flying by. We're less than 50 nights from Horror Nights now. We're like a month and a half away. Next thing you know, it's going to be the week of opening night. This time will fly by. Next thing you know, we're in November and there's no Horror Nights, right? So enjoy these moments, enjoy these conversations, enjoy the chat you guys get with other HHN fans or other HHN creators and all the, the little channels that they have and stuff, because, it's going to pick up. It's going to get more exciting. I promise you guys that. We're excited for you guys to see what's coming to the event. And, just enjoy this moment. That's all I'm going to say. So, With that being said, guys, I want to give you guys a huge thank you for coming and joining us tonight in this Friday live stream. It is 11:05 on the Eastern time board here for all of us and stuff. We got to get upstairs to Hondo because he's probably mad, pissed off with us. But with that being said, guys, you are the greatest. Y'all know that. Thanks for being here and joining us. And in a few minutes, we're going to go upstairs. We're going to get Hondo. We're going to situate all that, get settled. We'll be joining the after party then. But in the meantime, you guys can head over to our Discord. I'm going to drop the link real quick for y'all if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet. But we're going to be doing that after party here in just a few moments. I know our man Two-Face, he's going to get it all situated and started for you guys here in a minute. So make sure you guys join over there and get to chatting about things. And once Steph and I join in, we'll go ahead and get it all started for you guys. So that being said, that's going to do it for us in tonight's live stream, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And until the next video, can't wait to see you guys there. And like always, we'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.